Welcome to Sparky Anderson Field. It's the Arroyo Seco Saints visiting the Conejo Oaks. Evan Davis with Adam Beck, and the Saints with a very dominant win last night, looking to continue their dominance here on the road, an area in which they've struggled in.
Yeah, I mean, it's not gone too well here in Thousand Oaks for the Saints squad, and it's really because Conejo has been so dominant all season long. Top the CCL South standings, and they're going to face Ryan Humphreys today, who last time against the Saints, oh my, he was flawless. Only one hit allowed, 5 innings, all scoreless, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, and this is a guy that is so dangerous on the bump. Of course, a lefty to attack this lefty-dominated lineup.
And the Saints dominated the Oaks in the last time these two teams met. We're still trying to figure out how they're going to rule the game. Nonetheless, it was an 18-4 lead for the Saints that kind of got cut down. 18-12 was the final score before the lights shut off. But as of right now, we mentioned the Conejo Oaks 22-9 on the season, 8-2 in their last 10 games. They've just been absolutely dominant. And we talked about Ryan Humphreys, the lefty. He plays this team for the second time in his last 3 starts. It's going to be a tall task for the Saints.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be tall just because of how dominant Humphreys can be. He's got a little bit of an awkward delivery, kind of shallows himself, gets close to the bump, and then delivers. It makes it really tough for the timing of these Saints hitters. But, 5-5 over the last 10 games or so for the Saints squad. Yes, we've talked about the mediocre play, an inability to win more than 2 games here or there, an inability to lose more than 2 games here or there. But this Saints squad right now, it really feels like they found something with this top 7 in the lineup, with Shart leading off, and then Lopez, the 7-hitter. Crew McChesney and Cam Conley coming to the lineup today. They haven't been in the lineup for a little bit, but this is a guy at Jacob Shart. And also you look at Burge, Donnelly, Livingston. I mean, the power numbers are up, and it feels like the Saints offense just has a little bit more pizzazz right now.
And due to lead things off is Jacob Shart, who has been probably one of the hottest hitters in the CCL over the last 4 games. A home run in 3 of them. Had a home run last night in Pasadena, and what was a very convincing win for the Saints.
It was funny getting to listen to him talk to some of the journalism interns post-game. Just kind of was like, yeah, I've never really been a power hitter, and to be fair, he hasn't. Only 2 home runs at Cal State Fullerton last season, and those were with metal bats. Now he's swinging the wood bat, but it really feels effortless for him in the batter's box. It just feels like his timing is perfect right now.
Coming into tonight with 4 home runs and 26 RBIs as a first pitch fouled off for strike 1. Humphreys gets the strikeouts, but has also struggled with the walks as well. 3 walks in each of his last 3 starts. Almost had 3 identical starts if you look at it. 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, and then 4 strikeouts, 3 walks against these Saints. And
but the ERA numbers, I mean, it's really impressive. 1.30 ERA in CCL Summer League play. It's just been keeping these hitters off balanced, off timing the entire season.
And Jacob Shart goes down looking. So 3 strikes, 1 out to begin the top of the first inning.
Yeah, and we've seen more strikeouts of late for Jacob Shart. At the beginning of the season, maybe around a 10-11% strikeout rate. It's up to about 16% now. And especially in July, coming into today's game, 17% strikeout rate in this month. Since June ended, Shart has come down back to earth and gets the strikeout there. Unfortunate start to the game for the Saints offense that has been really cruising of late.
So bring up Easton Elliott, who, no shocker, playing a different position today. He will be in shortstop. Tyler Gordon takes a day off for what feels like the first time in about 13 games.
Elliott, new position in 20 of his last 21. Still just a wild streak. He's at shortstop today.
5 pitches, 5 strikes so far for Ryan Humphreys. Elliott takes a look at the fastball for strike 2.
He's just locating really well, especially in the inner half. He had one really nice breaking ball up and in on Shart that just nibbled at the strike zone, and he's attacking once again against Elliott here.
Elliott had an absolute field day against these Oaks back in Pasadena, going 5 for 6 as he swings and misses for strike 3. So quickly 2 up, 2 down to begin the top of the first.
So here comes Alex Burge, who has been the catcher over the last couple games. Nick Lazar not quite ready to get back into the lineup after taking that little bit of a tumble a couple games ago. It's just a bang-bang play at second base, but he's up, he's moving. He seems like he'll be back in the lineup shortly. Burge against these Oaks, I mean, he's been so dominant. 450 batting average, 560 on-base percentage in 6 games against Conejo this season.
Yeah, against one of the best pitching staffs in the CCL, Burge has thrived. Had a home run last night that was absolutely taped measured to right field. I mean, what was it, 104 off the bat, and you knew it right away. Humphreys, so far, 7 pitches, 7 strikes to begin the top of the first. Joey Craig due up next, followed by Joey Donnelly, Josh Livingston, Adrian Lopez. So the first 6 didn't change between last night and this afternoon. And Ryan Humphreys is on the verge of something special here. 8 pitches, 8 strikes to begin the top of the first. Sets, fires, delivers, and it's an immaculate inning for Ryan Humphreys to begin the top of the first inning.
Oh my, what a start for Ryan Humphreys. Just absolutely cooking through the top 3 batters in the Saints order. Oh, it's going to be a tough afternoon, isn't it?
He knew it. Everyone knew it. We'll head to the bottom of the first inning with the Oaks looking to get on the board early.
Showcase earlier this week.
Currently riding a 6-game hit streak as that one sent up the middle. Gordon will fling that one on to second. Sheehan O'Connor on to first. Double play, and Spencer C.
Both are the highest marks on the team.
Burge sends that one into center field. Kemmerer looking back on it, and it's gone! Oppo Taco, Alex Burge, have yourself a last 48 hours. Saints grab the lead early, it's 2-0.
And Burge, you know, Jacob Sharp took the home run lead for the Saints last night, and Alex Burge was like, no, I want that.
Around 8 strikeouts in his last 4 games, chops that one towards the second baseman. What a play by Sheehan O'Connor. Flings that one on to first, took it high. Livingston, adios. That ball is long gone, and that's a 7-4 lead for the Saints.
I mean, Burge and Livingston, they just have to hit home runs in the same inning. They just have to. It's like something's wrong if they don't. They've done it already once this season against the Riptide. Here for the second time, having a 2-run shot to right field. Wow, was he doing that a couple years ago?
He was, yep.
Walk, so an 0-for-2 night for him. That one is sky high into left field. Jacob Sharp running it down. What a catch.
And we talked time and time again, just for what could be an inning.
1-2, that one smoked to Gordon. Throws it on to first, my Lord. 1-2, that one is smoked into center field. Kemmerer looking back on it, and that one is gone. Jacob Sharp, back-to-back games with a home run. It's 11-5.
Oh, this is absolute drama here by the Saints offensive hitters. I mean, Burge ties the Saints lead at 3 after Sharp put up his fastball. He throws it hard.
Indeed he does. Reese goes down on.
It doesn't matter what he's throwing. If it's the heater, if it's the off-speed. Oh, back-to-back Ks. That's just what he does.
And delivers the foul tip strikeout, and he strikes out the side. The Saints win by a touchdown here in Pasadena.
So Ryan Humphreys sets the tone with an immaculate inning on the bump in a rare sighting for Trajan Lee as he faces a team not named the Academy Barons. 4 of his last 5 starts were against the Academy Barons. Will now get his second appearance against the Conejo Oaks. Both of those, or 1 appearance at home, now on the road. Last time against the Oaks, 4 innings, 6 hits allowed, 6 strikeouts to 3 walks, and 10 strikes, 10 pitches between these 2 pitchers.
Yeah, and it was really fun talking to Trajan Lee yesterday in terms of how he's developed over the summer. Really talked about his slider and how he's just felt a little bit more command for it. It's really helped him improve as the summer has continued.
The first ball issued between the 2 pitchers is Trajan Lee, 25 innings, leads the team in strikeouts with 31. A nice strikeout to walk rate of 31-13. As Jack Brooks leads things off here for the Oaks. It's a pitch just a little outside for ball 2.
Yeah, but you mentioned that strikeout to walk rate, and it's because he's found a little bit more command for the off speed. He's got the fastball and slider. That's really his 1-2 punch. But especially against those lefty hitters, it's mostly fastball, that time getting up to 90 miles an hour.
Quickly behind in the count, 3-1 after a first pitch strike. Jack Brooks from Vacaville, California, the University of Oregon. It was a highly recruited prospect coming out of high school, as the 3-1 is slapped foul into the netting, so the count runs full.
And Brooks has been dangerous this season. I mean, he's hit a home run in this ballpark against the Saints. Saints still have not won a baseball game here in Thousand Oaks this summer, and it really feels like they need one in terms of trying to get into the playoffs, trying to end the season on a high note.
So 4 batters, 4 strikeouts to begin the first inning here in Thousand Oaks. Jack Brooks goes down swinging after being up 3-1 in the count.
And, you know, it's not so surprising for Jack Brooks. Averages just under a strikeout a game now, 18 strikeouts in 19 appearances. Those are the appearances recorded in point streak, of course. The 18-12 game still hasn't quite made it there.
So it'll be Austin Carrillo to step up. And then following him will be Justin Rubin at the DH spot, Nick Leahy at third, George Baker, your backstop tonight, Jordan Kang at second, Cooper Sheff at short, Tanner Baltowski at first. And in the 9-hole, Lucas Danielewicz in right field as a first pitch strike to Carrillo. And, you know, in his 28th game recorded, he's batting .329 on the season is Carrillo, with 21 RBIs, 25 walks to 14 strikeouts, as that pitch is sent sky high into left field, and unable to get there is Joey Donnelly, who switches places with Jacob Shart defensively. Shart the DH, Donnelly in left.
And I really like how the Saints squad has kept the corner infielders the same over the past couple days. It really feels like they found something in terms of, you mentioned it last night, it's so important to have as many good bats in the lineup as you can, especially guys with power. And Josh Livingston and Adrian Lopez, it really feels like they're comfortable at those positions. Lopez, obviously, at the beginning of the year, playing shortstop, really struggled over there with the errors, but at third, he's been rock solid. And Livingston, I mean, first base is his natural position at Wichita State, so he's going to have no troubles over there.
Yeah, Lopez, Elliott, Conley, and Livingston, the infield, as that one is sent right to Adrian Lopez. And the first out, not a strikeout here in the first inning. It's a line out to the third baseman.
Yeah, it's a nice read by Lopez. At the end of the day, pretty simple play. Ball kind of line, not softly, solid pace on it, but well within the reach of the third baseman. And that's a good one for Lopez, too, especially just in terms of confidence. It's a big one for him to get that ball into his glove, make that out, and now, you know, another ball gets past, gets over there. He's already seen a ball so far. He's warmed up.
Mentioned Donnelly in left, a familiar foe in center field. It's Crew McChesney, and then in right will be Joey Craig. Alex Burge, the backstop. Nick Lazara got hurt a few days ago, still recovering. So first pitch ball upstairs to Justin Rubin. Takes a look at the off speed, just a bit outside for ball 2.
Rubin, one of 2 Pepperdine players playing today. Obviously, Cam Conley, day after his birthday, yesterday, in the lineup tonight. The Pepperdine head coach Tyler Latour saw him lurking around here in Thousand Oaks at Sparky Anderson Field just before first pitch. Don't know exactly where he sat down. Saw him go down the third base side, maybe. Yeah, over in the third base side. That's where he is.
Trajan Lee gets a fastball at the knees for strike 1 to Rubin in what's now his 20th recorded game, batting .382 on the season. Fastball just outside for ball 3.
And that's good. That's good velo for Trajan Lee there on the fastball. 90 miles an hour. You can really hear it off of Burge's glove. Location has not been superb so far. He's obviously had the strikeout, but definitely, I guess, outshouted by Ryan Humphreys.
As that one is sent right to the shortstop. That's Easton Elliott on to first in a 1-2-3 inning for both sides here in the first. We head to the top of the second. It's still scoreless.
Coming in this game, he has a .400 on-base percentage. He's going to get up with the 2 hits he has. He lines one.
That one's belted to right field, and that one is gone. How about Josh Livingston getting things started here for the Saints. He ropes a home run right over the right field. Jake Brown looking up. That one is gone. An opposite field home run. Alex Burge.
First pickles, then Oppo tacos. How about that for Alex Burge? Hit the home run to right. He was like, nah. I'm going to hit one to left now. How about a 3-run blast for the backstop?
Booms that one to right field. Matthew Thomas will just have to look back. That one is gone. Welcome to the game, Colton Dahl. Jacob Shart with a 3-run home run, the second 3-run home run of the game, and the lead continues to balloon. It's 9-1.
I mean, off the bat, you knew that one.
So a pair of 1-2-3 shutdown innings from Ryan Humphreys and Trajan Lee. Bring up the number 4 hitter tonight, Joey Craig. Batting .261 on the season in 7 recorded games. 6 hits, but still looking for his first extra base hit. Well, I guess we know he had that triple, if I'm not mistaken, the last time these two teams played. So I guess we can say he does have a triple. We just have to wait for it to get into point streak. It's the first ball issued from Ryan Humphreys.
I think it was Sheehan O'Connor.
Oh, Sheehan O'Connor. He was one of the two.
But a big game yesterday. A 2-for-4 performance, 3 runs scored. It really feels like Craig has started to find his mojo. Still batting .231, .375 on base percentage, but sure, only 8 games played so far. But you feel like in this lefty-dominated lineup, you really need a right-handed hitter, and this is a game for Craig to really step up.
1-1's the count as that pitch just a little inside. Gets the corner, though, for strike 2. Craig was at the University of Houston, is now heading to New Mexico State. Part of a few guys at Houston that transferred. Another one, most notably, Ace Reese, going to Mississippi State. It's the 1-2 way high for ball 2. The fastball just wasn't able to kind of find a home.
Yeah, just whizzed high. I really like how Craig's taken this at-bat, though. Had a combo with Milam just before he was able to step in the batter's box. Just talked about a couple things.
2-2's on its way. That one just low. What a great eye from Joey Craig. That one just dipped at the last second.
It's a beautiful off-speed pitch there, just dipping the entire way. It started in the zone, just fell inside, and it's a really nice job by Craig to recognize the spin, yeah, I'm not swinging at that.
3-2. That one swung on and missed for strike 3. So 4 batters retired, all via the strikeout. And Ryan Humphreys has already matched his strikeout total from the last time these two teams played. Only difference is instead of in 5 innings, he gets it in an inning and a third.
And hasn't walked a batter yet either. Now, he'll face Joey Donnelly, who, he is a guy that has just been a nightmare for opposing teams so far. Had that grand slam yesterday, second grand slam the Saints have hit all season long, and he's just really heating up at the right time. Sure, 1-for-4 game yesterday, but had a walk as well.
And, he's kind of struggled with the lefty-on-lefty matchups. We saw last night how the Riptide, after he hit the grand slam to get things going, said, all right, we got to slow him down. And they did to an extent, constantly bringing in a lefty to face him. as the off-speed's in there for strike one.
But I also got a chance to chat with him after the game yesterday. He said he was excited for this one, given that, he's hit a home run in this ballpark already this year. He knows the fence to right field is pretty shallow, and he's got the extra base hits right now. He's got extra base hits in 7 of his last 8 contests, 8 extra base hits in that span.
Yeah, brought in 3 of the 4 runs in the 9-4 loss. Had the 2-run homer to right field, which is only 320. Right center, 370, and left field, 325.
It's almost an exact replica of the dimensions of Great Park. Might be a little bit more shallow in right field.
As that pitch just on the outer half for ball 3. So 3-1 the count. This is the first time we've seen Humphreys behind in the count to this extent.
Yeah, and he's going to come back here with a fastball, just pepper it right in the zone. It's going to be a full count. He's probably going to still find a way to find a strikeout, just the way he's played so far in this one. Does have a walk issue as well, though.
Donnelly connects on the fastball right into the glove of Jordan Kang, who throws that one on to Beltowski. 5 up, 5 down for Ryan Humphreys, but the first out put in play.
There comes Josh Livingston. Livingston has hits in 11 of his last 15, 15 of his last 20, has reached base at least twice in 10 of his last 15 games. And, this is a guy that, had that super hot streak for about a week and a half and has kind of cooled off but still been really productive. He's hits in 3 of his last 4 now, and it's just a guy that you feel like if he's going and the Saints offense is going, it's impressive how the top 7 hitters in these lineup have really blossomed into the hitters they are as the season has progressed.
And a couple RBIs in that 18-12 game. It's the off-speed way high for ball 1. And Humphreys, we said before the game, we knew how dominant he was. This is just a pitcher that really knows how to shove. It's just the walk issues that have kind of plagued him. Not a huge strikeout guy, just 22 and 20 2/3 inning as that one is sent right to Kang, on to first, and 6 up, 6 down to begin the afternoon for Ryan Humphreys. Head to the bottom of the second, 4-5-6 due up for the Oaks.
All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will, and it will score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score 2. It's quickly 4-0 top of the first inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the game. It's outside, ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound, and Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the third base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Carrillo didn't get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the first inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the 9th for the Saints to end things in the 9th inning? What a game for the Saints.
So it's been a pitching clinic so far here at Sparky Anderson Field. Nick Leahy will lead things off in a first pitch strike on the fastball.
And Leahy was fantastic last night against the Barons. 6 for 6, was a home run shy of the cycle, had 2 doubles, 6 RBIs, 4 runs scored. Just some wild stats right now. Plus, he's on a 4-game multi-hit streak, and has multi-hits in 5 of his last 6 games.
And if I'm not mistaken, we didn't see him in that 18-12 game in Pasadena. I didn't even recognize that he was 6 for 6 casually with a 524 on-base percentage, a 442 batting average, and what is his 15th recorded game of the season now.
The batting average went up 72 points just yesterday. That's ridiculous.
An OPS that was at 996 and now 1178.
He's hot right now.
Yeah. He's got 10 RBIs in his last 4 games as he sends that one towards right field, and it's foul. It would have been a home run if it was just 10 feet towards the left. That one looked crushed off the bat, but the way that it was kind of tailoring towards, you knew it was going to be foul.
And yesterday, if he has that swing, he probably hits for the cycle, just with what that day looked like yesterday. But there's a reason he's batting in the cleanup spot tonight, behind Justin Rubin, behind Jack Brooks and Austin Carrillo. I mean, he's the hottest hitter in the lineup right now, and even you saw in that swing right there, it didn't feel like he got all of it. That ball just kept on carrying, and sure, it's not that deep to right field, especially 320 over there. That's kind of the power he has, especially in the opposite field game. 9 extra base hits on the season.
From UC Davis, the 1-2's on its way. That one is popped up out of play.
Maybe hit a trash can or
I hope.
transformer.
Certainly hit something.
Something metal. I heard the thud.
So they'll do it again, 1-2. Trajan Lee fires. That one smoked into center field. McChesney back on it. And he'll make the grab. What a beautiful play by Crew McChesney. First step back, and thank God it was, because he robbed Nick Leahy of extra base hits. And unfamiliar territory for Leahy. He'll actually have to take a seat after an at-bat.
Yeah, is he aware he has to do that? Because, I mean, yesterday he didn't. But that's a great play by McChesney in center. That ball was rocketed off the bat, straight away to center field. It's deep back there, 400. And if we're in Pasadena, that ball's gone. It's a home run. But here in Thousand Oaks, it's a little bit deeper towards center. And McChesney tracking it the entire way. I mean, he ended up having a thud into the wall a little bit at the end. But nice play on the warning track.
George Baker up, and him and Landon West have kind of been switching off between catcher. Baker, though, was one of the more highly recruited catchers. Didn't see any game action at Louisville in his first year, but nonetheless was invited to that Hank Aaron Invitational at Truist Park as he fouls that one off his leg.
I like how Trajan Lee's worked here. Obviously, that first inning was pretty clean. Got out of the Nick Leahy at-bat with a couple hard-hit balls. One went foul, obviously, just almost a home run down the right field line, and then McChesney was able to get up to it. But I feel like he's really found something as the season's progressed, and you can see in terms of confidence on the bump. Oh, just fouled off the end of the bat. It feels like
just missed the strikeout on the foul tip. I was waiting to see if the ball was in the glove or not. But Baker, kind of similar to Sanford in the fact that both were very highly recruited. And it's not about picking the sexiest name of the school. It's about the opportunity. He was Baker recruited by schools such as Ohio State, Miami, Michigan, TCU, and even Vanderbilt. And we know the success that Vanderbilt has in terms of development and getting guys into the major leagues. But if you're not going to play, then what gives? Kind of a similar mentality between the two.
Yeah, but at Louisville, that's a great spot in the ACC, one of the best baseball conferences.
Especially for catchers.
And, yeah, especially for catchers. And also, now with the ACC expanding to teams like SMU, Cal, Stanford, that's going to make it really fun in terms of Baker long-term playing with the Cardinals.
And the Dodger fan in me knows Will Smith, an alumni there. Dalton Rushing, who's one of the top prospects for the Dodgers, also went to Louisville as Baker swings and misses at the high fastball for Trajan Lee's second strikeout. But to wrap up, we know the history that they have in development.
Yeah, and it's a good place for him. It's a good place in Thousand Oaks for the summer as well. It's been a struggle for Baker in terms of finding the hits, but, I mean, you can tell the power is there with how he swings. And this brings up a dangerous hitter in Jordan Kang, who, another really talented guy, has a home run on the season, one of just a couple Oaks with a home run.
That one sent foul right down the first base line. King, another guy that was pretty highly recruited coming out of high school, was at Harvard Westlake, and didn't want to really change things up much. Decided to go to Harvard University, make it easy.
Maybe not academically, though. probably not easy in the classroom.
Certainly not. Was ranked as the number 9 third baseman in California. A native of LA. And was really solid in his freshman year. Batted .273 during the Ivy League games as that one swung on the off speed for strike 2. And you see the slider. It wasn't working for Trajan Lee in his last start. It's working today.
Oh, just beautiful bite on it because it seems like it's fairly straight and just dips at the very end. That's how you use the slider on the fastball. He'll use both against the righties. Against the lefties, he's more fastball heavy.
Goes again on the slider, unable to get that put-away pitch. He was ready to walk to the dugout. The home plate umpire said not so fast. For Kang in what is his 22nd recorded game of the season, 17 strikeouts to 15 walks. Batting .246 coming into tonight with a .386 on base. Didn't appear in the last game against the Saints in Pasadena. And Trajan Lee, couple more strikeouts for him, and it's a pitching clinic out here in Thousand Oaks. Head to the top of the third. We're still looking for any offense. So 6 up, 6 down for both Ryan Humphreys and Trajan Lee. Humphreys with 4 strikeouts, Lee with 3. So we'll bring up Adrian Lopez. On a bit of a heater as of late in a 12-game reach base streak with walks in 8 of his last 11. And ever since Josh Livingston made the trade for some batting gloves, Lopez has been on fire.
Oh, you know me, a good fan of the good old bunt. Oh, just foul. That's a good idea by Adrian Lopez, especially when Humphreys has been so dominant through the first 6 batters. He's smiling, kind of joking to himself over there in the batter's box. But he's got the speed, second most stolen bases on the team with 12. And he's a guy where if you put the ball in play in the infield, it's not a sure out just with his length and athleticism down the first base line.
It's obviously a first pitch strike to Lopez, who in 22 recorded games batting .232. Takes a little look at the off-speed upstairs for ball 1. Lopez has seen the on-base percentage just climb and climb and climb over these last 10 games. Now at .379. Did go 0 for 3 last night, but was still able to get the walk and increase the on-base streak. Had a couple really nice at-bats, just found the glove in the outfield. Is that pitch way upstairs for ball 2.
Yeah, but I like how he's been playing, especially defensively too. It really feels like he's a changed guy in the batter's box. Feels like both have gone hand in hand in terms of the offense and defense. Only one hit in his last 3 games, though, as the offense has cooled down. Still has found ways to reach base. You mentioned the 12-game reach base streak.
2-1's the count, as that one on the outer half, the fastball, ball 3. And see, the outer half sometimes working for both of these pitchers, but more times than not, it's been advantage batter.
Yeah, it wasn't like the outer half yesterday that we saw. In terms of, it felt like if you just threw it.
What outer half?
Somewhere, yeah. Somewhere over there, it was a strike.
3-1 as Lopez belts that one into left center field, and what a diving catch by Jack Brooks. Oh, put that one on the highlight reel.
I'm pretty sure ESPN Top 10 just called. Jack Brooks is on it, because what a play by him in center field, tracking it the entire way, going full Wonder Woman out there, full dive, extension. Beautiful play.
Oh, wow. What a play. And I love the Wonder Woman reference. It was Women's Day recently at Dodger Stadium. That's what I saw. So, you know.
I was thinking Superman and Wonder Woman came out of my mouth.
Yeah.
But same idea.
It's a popping bunt. Oh, my Lord. George Baker was trying to replicate Jack Brooks. And
oh, he might be.
We got to take a break for a second, because I think George Baker might have messed up his his wrist on that play.
Yeah, we'll take a quick step aside as hopefully Baker gets up and is okay. Still scoreless here in Thousand Oaks.
That was one I was like, okay, yeah.
Every day I spend my time drinking wine, feeling fine, waiting here to find the sign that I can understand. So every day I spend my time
Got him out. No to hit the left field, and what a piece of hitting from Ryan Scott. Well done by Lopez in time. And the Arroyo Seco Saints take this one.
So just a quick little stinger for George Baker, who back in the squat position at the catching spot, and Crew McChesney up for the first time, who also thought about laying down a bunt. Nick Leahy over there at third, playing very far off the bag. Crew McChesney not really known for the opposite field hitting, so you could see the shortstop, Cooper Sheff, more at second base. Jordan Kang more closer towards first, and Tanner Beltowski is just hugging the first base line. As the off-speed rainbows in there for strike 2.
Yeah, and McChesney's a guy where it feels like he just needs to put a couple balls in play. I mean, probably the fastest player on the team in terms of straight line speed, you'd have to imagine. East LA definitely up there. Adrian Lopez up there. Tyler Gordon also fast, but it feels like McChesney's just a whole other athlete in terms of that.
McChesney batting .237 on the season as that pitch outside for ball 2. McChesney with a .358 on-base percentage in what is now his 24th game of the season. 9 stolen bases, 24 strikeouts to 15 walks. Just 3 extra base hits on the year. 2-2 on its way. That one swung on and missed for strike 3. And Ryan Humphreys picks up his 5th strikeout.
So here comes the belated birthday boy, Cam Conley, who had that birthday yesterday. Saw Aiden Pollock have his birthday yesterday. Something about July 23rd with this Saints squad. And he'll get the advantage against Ryan Humphreys, though, the righty-on-lefty matchup. And that's pretty big for him, especially last 4 games with a hit have all been multi-hit performances. But it's a little bit on a cold streak of late. Only 1 hit in his last 7. Or, excuse me, make that 6 games.
Yeah, and for Conley, strikeout total now up to 29 on the season. Ahead of the count, 1-0. And for Humphreys, 8 up, 8 down to begin the afternoon. That pitch in the dirt, 2-0.
Yeah, and good to see Baker back in there. Obviously, after taking that fall, good to see his hand okay.
Love the effort. I mean, he was
right
only a
there.
smidge away from making what would have been back-to-back unreal catches. There's the 2-0 count. That one slapped towards the shortstop. Cooper Sheff will throw that one on to first, and 9 up, 9 down for Ryan Humphreys. So we'll head to the bottom of the third inning. 7-8-9 due up for the Oaks.
Coming in this game, he has a 400 on base percentage. He's going to get up with the 2 hits he has. He lines one.
That one's belted to right field, and that one is gone. How about Josh Livingston getting things started here for the Saints? He ropes a home run right over the right field. Jake Brown looking up. That one is gone. An opposite field home run. Alex Burge.
First pickles, then Oppo tacos. How about that for Alex Burge? Hit the home run to right. He was like, nah. I'm going to hit one to left now. How about a 3-run blast for the backstop?
Booms that one to right field. Matthew Thomas will just have to look back. That one is gone. Welcome to the game, Colton Dahl. Jacob Shart with a 3-run home run, the second 3-run home run of the game, and the lead continues to balloon. It's 9-1.
I mean, off the bat, you knew that one.
So 7-8-9 due up here in the bottom of the third inning. Trajan Lee working with 3 strikeouts, no walks so far through 2 innings. It will be the shortstop Cooper Sheff who recorded the last out in the top of the third. Sheff in 21 recorded games, a .222 batting average. Last night went 1 for 4 with a 2-run RBI double in what was a 16-4 beatdown against the Academy Barons in Compton. First pitch strike to Sheff. Another product from the University of Oregon in Las Vegas, Nevada. And this is no slouch. The consensus top-ranked player at his position in Nevada. I was shortstop, and we know Nevada baseball ain't no joke.
I thought you were about to say ain't no love in Oklahoma.
Oh, no, not.
That's just me listening to Luke Combs too much, clearly.
And Josh Livingston's walk-up song.
yeah.
Yeah, for Sheff, the number 3 overall player in Nevada, and just incredible resume. Didn't play in his 2024 year, though, at the University of Oregon as he swings through the off-speed.
Oh, that's just absolutely dirty. And that slider has gone between 80 and 83 miles an hour. Maybe we've seen it a little bit higher towards 84, 85 a couple times, but it's going to sit in that low 80s for the most part. And he's really attacked the outer half of the plate. That time attacked the inner half of the plate.
Fastball, 89 on the outside for ball 3. God, that looked close, but we've seen both sides. You know, that outer half, you have to be absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it doesn't really feel like that outer third or inner third. You're getting a lot of leeway.
3-2 to Sheff. That one, strike 3. Trajan Lee gets it that time. 4 strikeouts for him. 7 up, 7 down.
Now Tanner Beltowski. Beltowski, I mean, he's kind of a little bit of a do-it-all player for this Oaks team. We've seen him at pitcher. We've seen him at third. Today gets the start at first. And, you know, he's a guy that's coming off a nice little outing in terms of the pitching. A nice little 3 innings. Got the win against the Ventura County Pirates a couple days ago. But against the Barons last night, 0 for 1. Had a walk, strikeout.
Yeah, on the season, and what is now his 15th recorded game, but coming into tonight, .233 batting average, just 3 RBIs on the year in those 14 games. 1 extra base hit, that being a double. But just 10 total hits on the season and 43 at-bats, 18 strikeouts to 10 walks. 1-1's the count, and that one is sent sky high, out of play.
Couple kids going to run after that one, it sounds like.
There
Kid
was
with
a
the-
woman running, and I was really afraid that that was going to hit her. A 1-2 count for Beltowski, managing first base tonight as that pitch just outside again. Trajan Lee thought he had strike 3.
And Burge and Lee after that, I mean, they're nodding, just like, same pitch. That's perfect. That's the spot. I mean, he did not miss there in terms of locations, just he didn't really get the call.
2-2 is the count. Lee fires. That one is smoked into right field. Joey Craig back on that one, and he'll make the grab. Oh, what a nice play by Joey Craig out in right field.
And we've seen him struggle. We really have so far this season in terms of defensively. He's made a couple mishaps here and there, but that was perfect. That was textbook stuff. He was on that right off the bat, knew where to go. Saw that one trailing into the right center and had a good leap off it. That was on the warning track, too. I mean, 2 really nice plays by center fielder McChesney, right fielder in Craig to rob some extra base hits from this Oak squad.
So we'll see Lucas Danielwitz this time as a starter, came in as a defensive substitution, however you want to call it. The Oaks were kind of clearing their bench in that 18-12 game that concluded at the top of the 8th, with the top of the 8th inning finishing. But he'll get the start here tonight in 20 recorded games, a .236 batting average, 3 doubles on the year, all those for his extra base hits, 6 RBIs. He slapped the first pitch foul. Second pitch in there for strike 2, 89-mile-an-hour fastball on the outer half.
Yeah, and that's perfect stuff from Lee. He's really locating well. He hasn't quite got the calls so far, but it's been really consistent in terms of where he's missing just off the edge. And they're not even misses.
0-2, that one sent into center field. Crew McChesney on that. And Trajan Lee matches Ryan Humphreys with 9 up, 9 down. Head to the top of the 4th inning. We're looking for any bit of offense here in Oaks.
All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will, and it will score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score 2. It's quickly 4-0 at the top of the 1st inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the game. It's outside, ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound, and Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the 3rd base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Rio didn't get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the 1st inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the 9th for the Saints to end things in the 9th inning? What a game for this Saints.
Nine up, 9 down for both sides. Jacob Shart in for the 2nd time. Struck out looking on 3 pitches. in totality. Fouled off 2, and then third pitch was a strike as he belts that one right towards the third base side and foul. It hooked right on the edge. Oh.
And the Saints dugout's not going to be happy about that. They were chirping, and it probably was a foul ball to be brutally honest. But that's just so tough, especially given that it hopped over the bag almost and landed in fair play first, and then hopped up. But third base umpire's got a perfect view of that, and he's going to know better than anyone else.
Yeah, I'll trust his eye. So 0-1's the count. Shart fouls that one off the end of his bat for strike 2.
And Humphries has been really attentive on these Shart at-bats so far. He's really peppered the inner half. And what that does is for a guy like Shart, who it's clear he's trying to work the other way. You saw the first pitch of the at-bat trying to go left side, and then that ball fouled back towards the left. It's going to be hard to go that way when you're going inside.
Shart fouls off another pitch. This one more towards the left field bullpen of the Oaks. So we'll do it again, 0-2. The Oaks defense right now playing Shart to pull. No surprise, more of a pull hitter, but has just been getting foul balls off the end of his bat in this one. Humphries dealing with 5 strikeouts so far through 3 innings. As he fires the 0-2 again. That one just a...
What a late call. Oh, my.
Whoa.
And Shart's not going to be happy with that because, I mean, the home plate umpire took his merry little time to make that call.
I mean, that took at least... You could count
I could
to
have
3.
gone to in and out. And
No,
back.
you could have counted 3 Mississippi by the time. I thought that was a ball just based on the late response.
Well, I originally thought it was a strike, to be honest, because it seemed maybe a little high, but over the plate, and then there wasn't a call. So I was like, okay, it's a ball. Cool. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Pitch up high for ball 1. So nonetheless, it's the 6th strikeout of the afternoon for Ryan Humphries. It's the second one for Jacob Shart, both looking.
And he's got 2 strikeout games in 3 of his last 4 appearances. It really feels like he is striking out more often as the season has continued.
1-0's the count as Elliott thought about bunting for a second, but the off-speed finds a home in the strike zone to even up the count.
Yeah, it's a beautiful pitch. Humphries has really worked the inner half so well, and that's the problem right now for these Saints hitters. They can't really go and attack anything just because, you know, Humphries is really attacking them inside, nothing that the Saints hitters can really hit all that well.
1-1's the count to Elliott, who went 5 for 6 the last time these two teams played. Elliott squares up to bunt again. This one goes foul towards the backstop, so the count 1-2, and Elliott is out of opportunities to lay down a bunt.
I don't mind the decision, though, just with Elliott's speed and in terms of, I mean, you're facing against Humphries, who hasn't allowed anything all game long.
So 1-2 the count to Elliott. Humphries working on 6 strikeouts through 3 1/3 innings. 1-2 upstairs for ball 2, and the 6 strikeouts is a season high for Humphries, who had 5 appearances with 5 strikeouts. Opponents on these recorded games batting just 111 against Humphries with a 127 slug. And for those who might not know what the slug is, nobody's hitting an extra base hit against Humphries. As Elliott laces the first hit of the game into right field. And what an at-bat for Easton Elliott. Battles back. Picks up a single in the first hit of the game.
Just absolutely huge for Easton Elliott. And it feels like he's just done that so often in terms of the game against the Riptide a few nights ago. This was an Easton Elliott who broke up Sammy Kova's no-hit bit in like the 4th or 5th inning. I mean, it feels like Easton Elliott, especially when the pitching gets tough, just finds ways to be productive. Make that a 5-game hit streak for him. Hits in 6 of his last 7. And you bring up Alex Burge, Joey Craig, Joey Donnelly the next couple batters. I mean, this is where you want to start getting your mojo.
Saw the last time these two teams played here in Thousand Oaks, the Saints were picked off 3 times through their first 4 base runners. Easton Elliott, no stranger to the caught stealings, but he's got a batter in Alex Burge who can really connect on a pitch. We saw in the 18-12 game going 4 for 4 with 4 singles, a couple RBIs last night with the 2-run homer to left field. I'm sorry, to right field. I apologize.
Yeah, it was to right field. Normally it's to left field with him.
Spurge fouls that one off, trying to do a hit and run. The left field home run was in the previous, one of the more previous home games, not last night. He's just hit so many home runs lately. I made a mistake. 0-2 the count to Burge, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Was the conclusion of the immaculate inning that Ryan Humphreys had. First base runner for either team is on, and that's Easton Elliott, who will now be heading to Long Beach State. Humphreys checks back on Elliott. He gets back in safely.
Yeah, and you know, this is an Oaks team that's going to know about Easton Elliott and his ability to run. I mean, this just is what he does. Elliott atop the leaderboard in the CCL in terms of stolen bases, up there with the best. But he's been caught stealing a lot, 6 times to be exact, which is the second most in the league.
And add one more to the tally. Elliott gets caught in a pickle, and he gets tagged out trying to race back to first.
And he's just going to race all the way back to the dugout. That's a really nice play by Ryan Humphreys. In terms of so much about stealing bases is timing, that's what pitching is too, and also understanding that there's a guy on the base at first base that you've got to be cognizant of, you've got to be aware of, and Humphreys does it perfectly. I mean, he's got a great angle. He's going to see it right out of the side of his eye just because he's the lefty. He's going to face first base, and Elliott, a little jumpy, it's going to get him every time.
So 0-2 the count to Burge, who was trying to pull off a hit and run with Elliott. Humphrey fires that pitch upstairs for ball 1.
And the location has not been as good as it was early. Obviously, it can't be when you threw 9 pitches in the first inning and it was an immaculate inning. But in terms of how Humphreys has attacked of late, it's been inside early, outside late in these at-bats.
1-2 the count. As Burge swings and misses, Humphreys picks up strikeout number 7, and he still faced the minimum batters. Head to the bottom of the 4th inning. The Saints get the first hit of the afternoon.
Showcase earlier this week.
Currently riding a 6-game hit streak as that one's sent up the middle. Gordon will fling that one on to second. Sheehan O'Connor on to first. Double play, and Spencer C.
Both are the highest marks of the team.
Burge sends that one into center field. Kemmerer looking back on it, and it's gone! Oppo Taco, Alex Burge, have yourself a last 48 hours. Saints grab the lead early. It's 2-0.
And Burge, you know, Jacob Sharp took the home run lead for the Saints last night, and Alex Burge was like, no, I want that.
Around 8 strikeouts in his last 4 games. Chops that one towards the second baseman. What a play by Sheehan O'Connor. Flings that one on to first. Took it high. Livingston, adios. That ball is long gone. And that's a 7-4 lead for the Saints.
I mean, Burge and Livingston, they just have to hit home runs in the same inning. They just have to. It's like something's wrong if they don't. They've done it already once this season against the Riptide. Here for the second time, having a 2-run shot to right field. Wow, was he doing that a couple years ago?
He was, yep.
Walk, so an 0-for-2 night for him. That one is sky high into left field. Jacob Sharp running it down. What a catch.
And we talk time and time again. Just for, could be an inning.
1-2, that one smoked to Gordon. Throws it on to first, my Lord. 1-2, that one is smoked into center field. Kemmerer looking back on it, and that one is gone. Jacob Sharp, back-to-back games with a home run. It's 11-5.
Oh, this is absolute drama here by the Saints offensive hitters. I mean, Burge ties the Saints lead at 3 after Sharp put up his fastball. He throws it hard.
Indeed he does. Reese goes down on.
It doesn't matter what he's throwing. If it's the heater, if it's the off-speed. Oh, back-to-back Ks. That's just what he does.
And delivers the foul tip strikeout. And he's
So the top of the order due up in the bottom of the fourth inning, the 1-2-3, as Trajan Lee has gone 9 up, 9 down. Easton Elliott, the lone hit on that single into shallow right. Brooks struck out swinging in his first at-bat, part of one of the 4 strikeouts that Lee has. As Brooks squares up to bunt, Lee will pick that one up, fire it to first, so 1 pitch, 1 out to begin the top or the bottom of the fourth.
And both teams kind of realize that, hits are not going to be easy to find tonight, and they've gone to the bunting mentality. Brooks, that's a good bunt just to happen to go right at the pitcher in terms of Trajan Lee. If it's a little bit more towards the left, there's a chance he gets on base just with Brooks' speed, but that's pretty easy for Lee. He's been throwing strikes all day and just threw a strike over to Josh Livingston at first.
Austin Carrillo up for the second time. Lined out to third in his first at-bat. As that one is sent towards left field, Joey Donnelly will just track that, make the easy grab. So Trajan Lee, 2 pitches, 2 outs.
He might have had to make, 2 steps? He might have had a half step back and then 2 steps forward to make that catch. I mean, that's as easy as it'll get all day for Joey Donnelly. Good contact from Carrillo, just happened to go right to the left fielder.
Justin Rubin, one of the hottest hitters in the CCL. He grounded out to short in his first at-bat to conclude the 1-2-3 inning, coming into tonight in 19 recorded games, a .382 batting average. First pitch in there for strike 1.
He's got hits in 6 of his last 7. Remember the 0-for-3 day against the Saints with a triad of strikeouts.
How about only 9 strikeouts in 68 recorded at-bats? As that pitch way inside, and it hit Rubin. So the first base runner on board for the Oaks comes via a hit by pitch.
And that's tough for Trajan Lee to swallow, just with how he was pitching so far. Just a fastball that got away. It's really as simple as that. And he'll face Nick Leahy, dangerous hitter. I mean, in terms of the extra base hits, had 3 yesterday, obviously, in the 6-hit performance.
Flew out to center in his first at-bat, that coming to open up the top of the second inning, as Lee will fire the first pitch. That one in there a little high for strike 1. Just got that upstairs part of the strike zone.
Only 87 on that fastball, but just able to locate it. And sometimes it's more about location than speed, especially at this level. You don't need, 95 to blow past guys.
As that one is sent towards the second baseman, Cam Conley, and after the hit by pitch from Justin Rubin, Trajan Lee still remains in form. Nick Leahy with the line out to second baseman, head to the top of the 5th. The score still 0-0.
All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will, and it will score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score 2. It's quickly 4-0 top of the first inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the game. It's outside, ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound. Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the third base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Rio didn't get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the first inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the 9th for the Saints to end things in the 9th inning? What a game for the Saints.
Top of the 5th inning here in Thousand Oaks, and It's just been an absolute pitcher's duel. Only 2 batters have reached safely, that being the Easton Elliott hit and a Justin Rubin hit by pitch, as Ryan Humphreys working with 7 strikeouts through 4 innings of work.
Yeah, he's been dominant, and this is where the righty on lefty matchup has to win out. Obviously, this Saints order, full of left-handed hitters. This is why Joey Craig's in the lineup. This is why he's batting in the cleanup spot. Fakes the bunt, pulls back, ball 1. But it's for him to try and get a little bit of an advantage on a guy who is absolutely dealing right now.
Ball 1 to Craig, so it'll be the 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Saints after putting up 11 runs and 8 runs, in 2 innings last night. The offense has actually kind of been quieted since that conclusion of the 2nd inning. They had 3 runs the rest of the way, and those 3 runs all coming in 1 inning. 2-0's on its way. That one is sent foul out of play, so the count 2-1.
Yeah, I think don't actually know where it fell. Might have rebounded off the building behind us.
So 2-1 the count. It's Humphreys getting into it, will fire. That one slapped foul into the netting right behind us, so Humphreys works back into the count. It's 2-2.
Yeah, just a tad late, just a tad behind right now for Craig. He's on it. He's seeing the stuff. He's just a tad off tempo. He's going to lock back into the batter's box, but I mean, he's a guy that's really battled. Obviously had that strikeout swing in his first plate appearance. That was to lead off the 2nd inning.
Humphreys already with a season high in strikeouts at 7. Had a slew of games where he had 5. It's a 2-2. That one in there for strike 3. Saints dugout does not like it. Neither does Joey Craig as he shakes his head walking back to the dugout. It's Humphreys' 8th K.
I mean, there's a reason he was in the CCL Showcase game. It was stuff like this that we saw from him earlier in the year. He's been one of the best pitchers in the league the entire summer. And it really feels like with him in the CCL South, especially come playoff time, right, it's going to be hard to get past this Oaks team if you're facing Ryan Humphreys. And it feels like if he's on the bump, I mean, the Oaks really have a chance.
As Donnelly laces that one into left field. That'll find a home at the track. And Joey Donnelly with yet another extra base hit. My God, I feel like we say that every game, a double for him.
Well, it's because in the last 9 games, he has extra base hits in 8 of them. Now 9 extra base hits in that span, 14 on the season. That's just one behind Jacob Shart with 15 for the team lead. How good has Joey Donnelly been? I mean, it's impeccable. Sometimes it's driving the ball to right field. This time, letting the bat do the work, going to left field. And for the first time in this ballgame, some team has a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, first time either side, as you mentioned, a runner in scoring position. Humphreys, it's his 2nd hit allowed through 4 1/3 innings. It's Cooper Sheff right behind Joey Donnelly over at short. Donnelly goes, and Livingston fouls that one off.
And I think it's good that Livingston fouled it off because Joey Donnelly, I mean, he has some speed, 7 stolen bases on the season, but he's not the fastest guy. He's not the most fleet of foot. And it really is an interesting decision here to try and move up 90 feet in terms of how this game has played so far with the runners, as you would say, at a premium. We just haven't seen base runners in this game, and it doesn't really make that much sense trying to steal from 2nd to 3rd. I don't know what that really gives you with 1 out.
So Livingston fouls off the pitch. Donnelly just 3 stolen bases in his last 10 as Livingston calls time.
And obviously that could bring a sac fly into play and put the Saints up 1-0. But I just don't really feel like that's worth it with the way this game has gone so far.
Especially with George Baker behind the dish. I mean, all these catchers in the CCL, the pop time is just superb. And George Baker, we've seen him throw guys out. The last time in that 9-4 game, him and Landon West, they put on clinics defensively. As Livingston laces one into left center field, that will come home to score Joey Donnelly. And the Saints up 1-0. No need for the stolen base. Livingston brings him home.
Ryan Humphreys invincible, no more. Livingston picks up his 20th RBI of the season. Now RBIs in 15 of his last 20. And it just feels like when the Saints need a hit, the runner in scoring position, it's Josh Livingston who comes in with the clutch, finds a way to get runners home and picks up another single there. After being hitless in 3 of 4, has hits in 4 of his last 5 now, 385 batting average in his last 4 games heading into today, 500 on base percentage in that span. I mean, this guy is hot, and he's quietly hot, just especially with guys like Donnelly, Burge, and Jacob Shart, who have really stolen the show.
And Adrian Lopez, up for the second time, was robbed of extending his on-base streak in his first at-bat after Jack Brooks turned into Superman. It's a first pitch swinging for Lopez for strike 1. Livingston with yet another RBI, just continues to add on to that total. Had one last night, had a couple in the 12-5 win against the Riptide back on July 20th as well. So Humphreys looking over at first, will fire back and almost got Livingston.
Yeah, and he's going to be cautious over there at first base. And Livingston's also another guy. He doesn't feel like there's really need for him to take that big of a lead. Only has 1 stolen base on the year. He's not going to really steal. But we've seen him try and go in a couple games, and they've tried to have the hit and run on, but it hasn't really worked.
So 0-1's the count to Lopez. Humphreys taking his time in the windup, and Lopez sends that one way foul, out of play. So count now 0-2. Livingston over there at first, not really known as a stolen base guy, just 1 total on the season. Can't even look at the last 10 game log to see when that day was. So more likely than not, Livingston will be staying on first unless Lopez puts a ball in play. As Humphreys continuing to check in on him. Will fire the 0-2. That one off speed just outside. A beautifully placed pitch. Trying to backdoor Lopez. Lopez in 22 recorded games, 30 strikeouts to 19 walks, 232 batting average. 1 home run, that coming in Compton against the Academy Barons. As Livingston checked down again, the ball gets past Baltowski. So a free 90 feet for Livingston, charge it as an E1. And now another runner in scoring position.
And that's what the Saints' aggressive base running does, right? Even if Livingston's stealing, if he's not stealing, it doesn't matter. As a pitcher, you're aware that runner could go. And that's just what the Saints have done all season long. They've really established the base running. And that's what they're known for, especially against these CCL teams, to the point where guys on first base, the pitcher has to be attentive. They've got to be aware and forces costly mistakes like that.
1-2's the count to Lopez. Fastball upstairs for ball 2. Lopez works the count even.
Saints have stolen 90 bases this year. That won't go down as a stolen base, but still the point. Second most stolen bases in the CCL, averaging just under 3 a game. And that gets into the mentality of your opponent. You've got to play defensive when there's guys on the base paths.
Lopez just 6 RBIs on the season. Has another chance with a runner in scoring position as Humphreys really taking his time on the mound and taking so much time that Lopez just needed a second for a timeout just to get back into the mojo of the swing. Humphreys has surrendered 2 hits in this inning. 1 run coming across as Lopez swings and misses. Pick up another strikeout for Humphreys, working on his 9th K. So Crew McChesney up for the second time tonight, who struck out swinging in his first plate appearance. Humphreys got him to chase at the low cheese. Chance to bring a cushion run home for Trajan Lee as McChesney squares up to bunt. The fastball still in there for strike 1.
It's an interesting call there, a potential bunt with 2 outs and a runner on second. Obviously, you're trusting McChesney's speed, which you should. He does have that kind of base running ability.
The Saints led the Oaks 18-12 the last time these two teams met. Up 1-0 here in the top of the 5th is Livingston over there at second. McChesney takes a look at a fastball again for strike 2.
And McChesney's got to get a little defensive here, obviously, down 0-2. But I just feel like we've seen so many big swings from him, right, in terms of would not be surprised if Humphreys goes off speed, either inside or away, to just try and get McChesney to chase. Something definitely low, though. It just feels like McChesney's gone down to his knees swinging, but just expecting fastball and really seeing off speed.
McChesney, 14 RBIs on the season as Livingston's checked on. The ball hits him in the back, and he'll take third. So another error charge to Ryan Humphreys. And now the base runner is 90 feet away, but Livingston,
Ouch.
I mean, he needs some time because that one, I mean, there's no padding.
Ouch. That hurt. I mean, he just got pounded with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball into his back is essentially what just happened.
Stinger on the back.
At the end of the day, probably not the worst place to take it. Probably a couple worse areas where you could have that pitch go. Luckily, it was his back and not higher up, maybe, neck or potentially.
Well, it's no Joey Donnelly that got hit in the head on a.
Exactly. That also wasn't going 90 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Probably.
0-2's the count. McChesney takes the high fastball upstairs for ball 1.
But this also puts a little bit more pressure on Humphreys, right? He's just made a mistake. Allows a runner to advance 90 more feet after allowing him to advance from first to second on a wild throw to first. So that's in the back of your head. You've got to obviously attack this batter here with 2 outs. This is where McChesney swing here and
1-2's the count to McChesney. 1 RBI in his last 5. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ryan Humphreys, 10 strikeouts through 5 innings of work. Did surrender 2 hits and a run. Head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Oaks looking to respond. Bottom 5 here in Thousand Oaks, and we've still been treated to a pitching duel. Ryan Humphreys, 10 strikeouts, 3 hits allowed, 1 run, no walks. Trajan Lee through 4 innings of work, 4 strikeouts, a hit by pitch, nothing else. George Baker will lead things off. Start off with a strike on the off speed. We see Lee starting to work the changeup in from time to time, try to fool batters. It's a pitch that he's been really trying to work on. Braden Sanford and Jace Presley helping him out as Baker gets hit.
There's going to be a conversation between third base umpire. Yeah, I mean, it looked like a hit by pitch to me. Coach Aaron Milam's confused. He doesn't quite understand what's going on. He's coming out to talk to the home or to the third base umpire.
Because I don't.
I mean, it looked
I'm
like
just
a hit by
speaking
pitch,
out.
but
Like I thought, if you like check swing, I don't know, but Baker definitely was grimacing as he is on first base. So it'll be the second hit by pitch for Trajan Lee. Those are the only 2 base runners that have been on board.
Yeah, just a weird. It feels bad for George Baker, who, I mean, he's been banged up so far today. Had the diving play down the third base line that he got hurt on, and play behind the plate now that he's gets hit in the foot. Seems to be okay though.
So the first leadoff batter for Trajan Lee that has reached base. As head coach Aaron Milam just trying to figure out the situation as to what's going on. I don't know. I don't know what the argument is. I mean, we've seen a few times in the past, not in this league specifically, but just in general, where the check swing and you still get hit by a pitch, the batter still has to
Get back in the batter's box.
get back in the batter's box. I think maybe that's what
Milam
head coach
might be,
Aaron Milam is discussing.
It feels like every single time the Saints play here, there's always a big conversation between all the home umpires and between Coach Aaron Milam. It just feels like it's a necessity for a game here at Sparky Anderson Field. What a ballpark, by the way. I mean, in terms of the venues in the CCL, you've got Great Park up there among the best, but this is also sneakily a really nice venue in terms of you got the beautiful scenery in the background, a little bit kind of in the middle of, not in the middle of nowhere, but I mean, you'd know better than me, but.
No, I mean, you're in the valley.
You're in the valley. No, it's like
You're past the valley, or
you've got the little bit lower temperature too than what we have in Pasadena.
can't forget about the CLU that's engraved in the hill.
Never mind an away game here, though.
Pretty close to the Rams practice facility as well.
Is that what that is over there?
Yeah. I think, at least we're in the area. I know that, or not practice facility, or yeah, like where they do training camp and everything, so.
No, they do
Or
training camp
LMU.
at LMU.
I don't know, I'm seeing Rams stuff over there. I didn't know if that's practice facility or, to be honest, like.
It's this time to do the quick Google search.
Yeah.
Oh, it was their old practice facility.
Ah.
That's what it was.
Ah. Ooh.
But they've still got their banner up.
7 season. Oh, it was a temporary with Cal Lutheran. As the conversation has concluded, George Baker on first. Looks to be okay. He was shaken up immediately after the hit by pitch. Jordan King will be up for the second time this afternoon. Struck out swinging in his first at-bat. Trajan Lee fires a first pitch upstairs for ball 1. King was batting .246 coming into tonight in 21 recorded games. Has a home run, 10 RBIs on the year in those games. As that pitch is in there for strike 1. King was really superb in the 5-2 win in Pasadena against these Saints just 12 days ago, where he went 2 for 5 with an RBI double that was just absolutely laced into left center. As he holds up on the high heat for ball 2.
There is some action in the Oaks bullpen. A couple guys warming up.
You got your magnifying glasses? Or not the, no, the binoculars.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I meant. Or a magnifying glass, I could. As Baker goes, Burge drops the ball. So a runner on second as George Baker picks up another stolen base. Make that just his second of the season, but his second in 3 games as he gets the love from the dugout.
Probably the foot's okay after the hit by pitch, you'd have to imagine.
As Kang lines one into left field, Joey Donnelly drops the ball. unable to pick it up, so George Baker will just advance to third. Jordan King to second.
Oh, that's just such a tough break. It looked like Donnelly was there. He called off McChesney, who might have been in a better spot. And you don't know if that's maybe Donnelly hasn't really played the outfield all that much so far this CCL season. But now the pressure's on with runners on second and third, no outs. And none of the base runners have been allowed from Trajan Lee, except obviously the hit by pitch. They haven't been hits. It's just putting the ball in play. And what should have been a routine fly ball out to left field turned into a disaster now. And also, you've gotten the Oaks dugout into it, too, and that's just so tough.
So runners on second and third, nobody out. They'll rule that an error for Donnelly.
Good news for the Saints here is you do have 7, 8, 9 here, starting with Cooper Sheff.
Cooper Sheff laces one into left center field. Crew McChesney tracks that. It drops right in front of him. So one runner will score. Joey Donnelly throws that one in time. So runners will still remain on second and third. The first hit allowed by Trajan Lee, and it's 1-1.
Oh, that's just so challenging. Really nice play by Donnelly to back up McChesney in center field, because McChesney goes out trying to make that snag, and if Donnelly doesn't get behind McChesney there, and as that ball gets past the center fielder, I mean, that ball's going to the wall essentially, and 2 runs would have definitely scored. 2 runs probably could have scored with the errant throw, but it's a nice job from this left fielder to make up for the defensive miscue earlier, but that's just how these things compile. It really, really hurts you.
So runners on second and third, still nobody out. First pitch upstairs for ball 1 to Beltowski.
And this might be the loudest we've seen any dugout this season in terms of dugouts that we've seen. Even the Saints, they've been pretty vocal at times, but this is an Oak squad that is they're opening their mouths and they're cheering on their teammates for sure.
Pitch outside for ball 2. Beltowski flew out to right in his first at-bat, and the Oaks are threatening with the offense. Lee fires the 0-2 as he didn't go Beltowski, so now 3-0. So Trajan Lee, the 5th inning, has not been treating him well. 3-0 the count to Beltowski. And that pitch upstairs, so a 4-pitch walk. Bases loaded, nobody out.
Oh, and just what a nightmare situation here for the Saints squad. And even Trajan Lee, as well as have Coach Stone go out to the bump to talk over things. Because Trajan Lee's stuff has been really good. Gave up the hit by pitch, gave up that walk, obviously allowed the RBI base knock. But, oh, that's just so challenging because he was cooking through 4 innings, and just this 5th inning has gotten away from him from the start in terms of the pitch that got away with the hit by pitch to Baker. He came around to score to tie this game, and now you've got bases loaded, nobody out. You'd have to imagine the infield comes in here probably.
Yeah, with a force out at any base. 9-1-2 are the next batters due up. 1-1 is the score.
It just feels like this field has been a house of horrors so far this season for the Saints. They have just not found a way to get it done here. And obviously, we're still in the middle of this game, right? I mean, there's still a lot of baseball to be played left, but this is a huge moment here with the bases loaded, nobody out. In terms of you've got to limit the damage to 1 or 2. You really can't let it get a little bit more than that, just with how good the Oaks pitching staff is, how good their bullpen is.
First pitch upstairs for ball 1, so 5 straight balls issued by Trajan Lee.
And the infield is in at the corners with Lopez and Livingston.
1-0's the count as that one's fouled off. Count 1-1. Lee just trying to get back to what we saw through the first 4 innings. Has only allowed 1 hit, just the error from Donnelly, as that pitch upstairs for ball 2. Daniel Witz flew out to center in his first at-bat, now in his second. Force out at any base. The corner infielders are in. As Lee sets and fires the 2-1. That one sent into right field. Joey Craig will track that one, make the catch, but the sac fly will come in. Runners now at the corners. It's a 2-1 lead for the Oaks.
And that's tough for the Saints in terms of you give up a run on the scoreboard, but at the end of the day, both teams will take that. Because obviously, Oaks now on top 2-1, but the Saints, they needed an out there. You just got to get an out. Because now you can attack Jack Brooks. You can try for the double play ball. We've seen a couple more. You've got to keep this ball low in the zone. You can't allow something where the Oaks can get one up in the air and allow another run to score in terms of another sac fly potentially. That really feels like where Trajan Lee has missed today. He's missed up in the zone, or at least pitches where these Oaks batters can get one up in the air and fly it out deep in this ballpark. We've seen Brooks hit a home run against the Saints already this season. You really just can't let this inning spiral. The 1 run's okay, but you've now got one out with runners on the corners. This is where you've got to find a way to scrap together 2 outs, and really you can't give up any more runs with just the way that this Oaks pitching has been so far. And you'd expect Humphreys to probably come back out. Maybe not, as Reagan Gale is up in the bullpen, and he was throwing, so who knows.
Pitching coach coming out to talk to Trajan. Double play is intact.
It looks like it'll be a call to the bullpen.
And Trajan Lee's afternoon is done. So 1 earned run, the 2 hit by pitches, the 1 hit, 4 strikeouts, and a walk. As the lefty Andrew Wright will take the mound, and we'll take a break as he gets set to warm up. The Oaks putting up a 2 spot here so far in the bottom of the 5th inning. They lead this one.
My name is Tyler Gordon.
My name is Adrian Lopez, and this is Rippin' Dex with the Saints.
I have Spencer Torkelson from the Tigers. He went to ASU.
I got 2009 Most Valuable Players, American League is at Joe Mauer, and National League Albert Pujols.
I got Lawrence Butler, rookie card actually from the Athletics.
I got Walker Buehler, signed card. That's pretty sick. I'm a big Dodgers fan, so that's pretty cool.
I got Rafael Devers from the Red Sox. Fun fact, when I went to Fenway like 5 years ago, he threw me a ball.
I got Jacob Lopez, a pitcher from the Rays. Last name is Lopez. Might be related, might not.
I got Matt McClain on the Reds. He's from Orange County, just like me.
This is the Diamondbacks catcher, Gabriel Moreno.
Tanner Beebe, the Guardians pitcher.
We got an outfielder, Robbie Grossman from the Rangers.
Pretty good pitcher, Brady Singer on the Royals.
I got a catcher from the Pirates, Jason Delay.
Isaac Paredes on the Rays, infielder.
I got Francisco Mejia, a catcher for the Rays.
And then my last card is Justin Steele on the Cubs. He threw a complete game today against the Angels.
I got Chris Bassett for the Blue Jays. Pretty cool little deck.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Big fan of that Walker Buehler one.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
So Andrew Wright will look to hold down the fort here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and he's got a tall task in front of him. The 1, 2, 3 hitters are due up, but Coach Aaron Milam and the pitching staff wants the lefty against the two lefties as squaring up to bunt, and Andrew Wright thought about throwing it home. Instead, we'll just take the out at first, but another runner comes in on the sac bunt.
And that's a good read there by Andrew Wright. He understanding the situation in this game, right? You're coming in to do damage control, essentially, is what he's coming in to replace Trajan Lee here, who pitched really well through 4 innings. The 5th inning kind of getting away from him a tad. But that's a bunt, really good bunt by Brooks, kind of in a 50-50 spot. Do you go home? Do you go to first? Home plate, not a sure out, and you could kind of tell Burge, too, was like, you got to throw over there. So gets the out at first. Now just has that runner on second. You can really attack Austin Carrillo. And you know what? If you go into the 6th inning trailing by 2 runs, you'll take that as a win just with how things have gone in this 5th inning.
First pitch low and away for ball 1. Given how offensively gifted this league is, it's really hard to win a game by only scoring 1 run. But we saw some promise from the Saints offense in that last half inning. Finally starting to get to Humphreys as he went on the check swing for strike 1.
I mean, what's really going to hurt is you're going to see the 3 runs on the scoreboard for the Oaks and only 1 hit. That's what hurts.
The error from Joey Donnelly out in left. Kind of similar to Tommy Kellinger that we saw in that 18-12 game. A really good outfielder that just made a human mistake.
Yeah, it happens. And you just hope if you're Joey Donnelly that doesn't affect your mentality in terms of how you're playing at the plate. And that's the big if. Because it's very easy as a baseball player, right? Every play that you're a part of kind of goes towards how you're playing, how you're feeling in any moment. And obviously his bat's been so strong, you just hope that one costly mistake, just a mental error, hope that doesn't seep into his offensive game.
Justin Rubin due up next. The count 3-1 to Carrillo, who has 25 walks in 27 recorded games. Wright checks back on the runner at second, will fire. That pitch low and away, so a 5-pitch walk for Austin Carrillo.
And you mentioned going to Andrew Wright, the lefty, against 2 lefty hitters. Oh, wow, what's going on here? Just saw the third base umpire come over and start yelling at the Oaks dugout. I think maybe a couple chirps between Burge and the hitter in Carrillo. I mean, this is shocking. Burge is getting a talking to from the home plate umpire. Coach Aaron Milam's coming out. I mean, what is going on with this stadium? What's going on with this field and the umpires here?
Can't tell. I don't know.
But even then, it's curious that Andrew Wright is the call to the bullpen in the situation with just how tough it's been for him here in Thousand Oaks against these Oaks. July 13th here, 2 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, 5 hits, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. Against the Oaks earlier in the year, went 2 1/3, giving up a hit, 2 walks, 1 strikeout as well. But it was really that last inning against the Oaks here in Thousand Oaks that was challenging. But he gets tasked.
First pitch outside to the designated hitter, Justin Rubin, who was hit by a pitch in his last at-bat and ground out to short in his first. Don't usually see Burge lose his temper. As Wright fires, that pitch low for ball 2.
We've seen Wright struggle these past couple games in terms of his command. Really needs it here with 2 on, 2 out, and already behind in the count, 2 balls, no strikes.
Pitch in the dirt for ball 3. Do have a free base over at third.
But you don't really want to load the bases for the second time in this inning and just continue to add boiling water to the pasta.
Yeah, Nick Leahy in the on-deck circle. Wright has thrown 2 strikes, one being the put out from Brooks. As that pitch in there for strike one, Ruben shaking his head. He thought he had ball 4. Wright on the season, a recorded 5.12 ERA in 19 1/3 innings coming into today. Behind in the count 3-1 as he checks in the runner at second. Ruben foul tips that. Count runs even now, full at 3-2.
Yeah, it's better from Wright getting those strikes here. Just feel like a strikeout here, or just any kind of out, is just so critical.
Runners on first and second, 2 outs. The Saints, the lead short-lived for them, now trail 3-1. 3-2, that one low in the dirt, and back-to-back walks issued by Andrew Wright.
And with those command issues, and it's not just been the past couple games, but it's been the season as well for Wright. It's an interesting decision to go to him in this moment in terms of, you know, feels like he just hasn't been able to necessarily have the success he's needed to, especially of late.
So the the 8th batter of the inning, it's Nick Leahy who takes a pitch inside for ball 1.
And Leahy 0 for 2 already. Obviously had those 6 hits yesterday, 3 hits the game before for him, and then 2 hits in each of the 2 prior to that. Feels like he's due.
1-0 count to Leahy as that pitch upstairs for ball 2. Wright has nowhere left to put Leahy. It's just 4 strikes in 14 pitches as Leahy sends that one up the middle for a base hit. That'll score a pair. The lead now 5-1 as Ruben will head back to second.
It's just a really nice piece of hitting by Nick Lee. He goes right back up the middle, rockets one past Wright, who looks like he thought he might have had a chance at that ball as like a line-out potential for a second, but just too much heat on it, passed right into center field, and wow, what a 5th inning. And it's incredible in terms of now that the Oaks have batted around, but more importantly, just the way this game, the flow of the game, the feel of the game through 4 innings, or 4.5 innings, really feels like it was going to be tight towards the end. But hit by pitch, a walk here, a single there, an error by Donnelly, just shows you how things snowball here in the CCL, and a lot of offensive work to do. And you'd expect now that Humphreys has had a lot of time to sit, probably the Oaks go to the bullpen.
So George Baker up for the 2nd time this inning as a pitch low for ball 2. In a nightmare 5th inning for the Saints.
Nightmare's putting it lightly. I mean, this is an inning to this might be one of the most poorly played half innings this entire season.
Baker swings through the fastball for strike 1. Baker was hit by a pitch to open up the inning. As Damian Pasillas also working in the bullpen for the Saints as Baker sends that one high in the sky and out of play. Count now 2-2. Looks like Brady Nelson also over there getting loose.
And this is just Oaks baseball, too. I mean, in terms of this season, they really take advantage of your mistakes, and that's what they've done. Still, only 2 hits. Only 2 hits, and both have come in this inning. But 5 runs on the board.
Yeah, 2 hits, a hit by pitch, a walk, couple walks actually. So that one hits Burge. Baker checks on him.
Yeah,
Catcher to catcher love.
Yeah, they know what that feels for sure. Looks like Birch setting up on the outer half here. Be a tad on the outer half. Maybe that's where Wright tries to go.
2-2 the count to Baker. Runners on first and second as that pitch way inside for ball 3.
Just low. Just too low. It's not a bad pitch from Wright, but you just have to throw a strike at this point.
13 of his 21 pitches for balls. It's a 3-2 count. That pitch painted for strike 3, and Andrew Wright finally gets out of the inning. The Oaks 5 runs on 2 hits. We get to the top of the 6th inning. The Saints looking for a quick response.
Oh! Get out.
One Nick. Go safe, Dave. Heard me.
Oh. Get out. Ball. That ball's going to ball. Leave us. Yeah. Hell yeah, Joey. Go. Lay up for it. TG, sit down. No, that's kind of shitty. Yeah, I know. That's the best part. Adrian.
So the Saints finally escape a disastrous bottom 5th inning as they trail now 5-1. A new pitcher on the mound for the Conejo Oaks. And just why don't we talk about the appearance from Ryan Humphreys? Just absolutely insane. 10 strikeouts, 3 hits, just 1 earned run, as Reagan Gale will step up. And we talked about him and how in his very first appearance in the season, the Saints put up 4 runs on him and come back and win. But ever since that one disastrous performance, has only surrendered 2 earned runs.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal since. And, Cam Conley getting us started here in the bottom, or in the top half of the 6th, rather, but the bottom of the lineup, 9-1-2 due up. This is a moment for Cam Conley. He really needs a base hit. It's been a while in terms of success at the plate.
He sends that one into shallow center. And Jack Brooks will make the catch. So 1 up, 1 down. And for Reagan Gale, an ERA above 10, but it's kind of hard. It's an inflated ERA that doesn't tell a true story.
Yeah, well, the true story is had 1 awful outing against the Saints, and since then has been stellar. That's the story, and he starts that streak continuing, obviously, with the fly out towards center field.
So bring up Jacob Shart, who has struck out looking in both of his at-bats. As he faces a righty for the first time tonight.
Yeah, and that's going to be big for the Saints in terms of the slew of lefties in the lineup. Gives them a little edge after only 3 hits so far in this one.
Is that pitch low for ball 2?
And also another thing with Jacob Shart, he just doesn't see a lot of pitches. And you know, we saw the 3-pitch strikeout back in the first. Obviously, the strikeout looking in the second. This is a guy, it feels like he just needs to get deep into a plate appearance.
As that one is roped, and what a play by Tanner Beltowski. Flings that one to the pitcher. And my Lord, this Oaks defense has been superb.
Yeah, we saw the diving play in center by Brooks. How about that by Tanner Beltowski? Didn't know this was a trampoline park over here. Just guys going down, making plays. Oh, wow. Stealing potential extra base hits even from Shart. That ball was roped down the right side. Just happened to be a better defensive effort from Beltowski. Now Easton Elliott.
And Jacob Shart over these last couple of games has just been robbed by the defense. As Easton Elliott up, had the single on the right in his last at-bat. Thought about bunting for a second, held up, still strike 1.
And it's kind of surprising that for how good Shart has been, his batting average on balls in play coming into this game, 348. And even lower in July, only 234 in July. Sure, he's got the home run, so that's going to amplify his success. A home run doesn't count towards batting average and balls in play because a home run isn't a ball in play. But it really feels like Shart, he's not quite getting the luck that he might deserve in terms of how he's been able to hit the ball at times this season.
So Elliott check swing, held up, so the count 1-1. 2 outs here as Elliott smacks that one into center, right into the glove of Jack Brooks. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Reagan Gale. Head to the bottom of the 6th, the Oaks looking to continue to capitalize.
All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will, and it will score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score 2. It's quickly 4-0 at the top of the first inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the game. It's outside, ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound. Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the third base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Rio did get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the first inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the 9th for the Saints to end things in the 9th inning? What a game for the Saints.
New pitcher on the mound for the Saints. It's number 55, Brady Nelson, who leads the team in ERA. It's his 7th appearance. ERA at 1.58 in 17 innings of work, 13 strikeouts to 3 walks.
Yeah, and he's been really solid in terms of how he's been on the bump. Really feels like Nelson the last couple games has just taken over in terms of controlling games, making things, settle down and simmer things. He did that excellent job against the Riptide a couple nights ago.
It's at Arizona Western. First pitch in there for strike 1.
And also doesn't walk a ton of batters either. I mean, only 3 walks and 17 innings pitched.
Did make a start against the Ventura County Pirates back on July 11th. His parents were in the stands for that one as he's ahead of the count quickly 0-2 to Jordan King, who's up for the 3rd time tonight. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and then advanced on the error from Joey Donnelly. It's the pitch up high for ball 1.
He's also a strike thrower, and it's just what he does. Is not gonna beat you with his speed, right? It's really his off speed that's gonna fool hitters, keep them off balanced. Interesting to see how long he goes here. Only 3 days between his last pitching appearance, where he went 3 innings against the Riptide.
Swing and a miss, strike 3 for Jordan King. He goes down swinging for the 2nd time this afternoon. Bring up the shortstop, Cooper Sheff.
Sheff had that RBI double that really got this Oaks squad going just a half inning ago.
Sheff had the RBI single. I guess they ruled it. I don't know if they ruled it a single and then advanced to second.
It must have been advanced to second on
the throw. Struck out looking in his first at-bat. As Nelson fires. That one smoked to second base past the diving Cam Conley and into right field.
And that's a nice effort from Cam Conley. Just not quite enough length from him to get there on the dive. Understanding he had to go to ground, but maybe just a quarter of a second too late. Ball just had so much speed.
Bring up Tanner Beltowski, who had a 4-pitch walk in his last at-bat. Flew out to right in his first one. Brady Nelson. Not really paying much attention to the runner at first as the off-speed low and away for ball 1. The Saints looking to add on some more offense. Same amount of hits as the Oaks, just 4 less runs to their name. As that pitch in there for strike 1. Beltowski was really solid in high school, was the co-league MVP and the County Player of the Year from Ventura, California. At Westmont College, as Nelson checks back on the runner at first, but Sheff gets back in safely.
Sheff's the guy with 7 stolen bases on the season. He's willing to go. This is a Oaks team that doesn't steal a ton. Only 62 stolen bases. That's 5th in the CCL.
Nelson fires, and that one's slapped foul out of play, so the count now 1-2. Nelson, really more of that ground ball type of pitcher, fly out pitcher, just 13 strikeouts. Well, now 14 strikeouts and 17 1/3 innings. The 15 hits, 6 of those coming in his start against the Ventura County Pirates, which 3 of those hits didn't even leave the infield.
Yeah, I mean, he excels when he's getting ground outs. That's where he's at his best. In terms of soft contact in the infield, just Sheff was able to just hammer one past Conley to get that base knock.
So 1-2, that one smoked towards third base, but thankfully a foul ball.
Yeah, nobody in the Oaks bullpen either, or else they could have had to watch out.
So we'll do it again, 1-2 with Lucas Danielewicz in the on-deck circle. Then we'll head to the top of the order for the 4th time. Nelson trying to keep the deficit at 4. As he fires the 1-2, that one's in there for strike 3. So Brady Nelson with 2 strikeouts so far.
That's a good one there on the inner half as well. Just the off speed, that's really where he's at his best. It's those pitches where you can't quite figure out if they're going to attack the strike zone, but just nestling its way on the inner half.
So Lucas Danielewicz, who's 0 for 1 with a sac fly to right field. Flew out to center in his first at-bat. As Nelson checks back on the runner at first, he goes, Burge pops, fires. That one in time, so Brady Nelson gets out of it. Nice play from Alex Burge. The deficit at 4 still as we get to the top of the 7th inning. The Saints needing some offense.
Showcase earlier this week.
Currently riding a 6-game hit streak as that one sent up the middle. Gordon will fling that one on to second. Sheehan O'Connor on to first. Double play, and Spencer C.
Both are the highest marks of the team.
Burge sends that one into center field. Kemmerer looking back on it, and it's gone! Oppo Taco, Alex Burge, have yourself a last 48 hours. Saints grab the lead early, it's 2-0.
And Burge, you know, Jacob Sharp took the home run lead for the Saints last night, and Alex Burge was like, no, I want that.
Around 8 strikeouts in his last 4 games, chops that one towards the second baseman. What a play by Sheehan O'Connor. Flings that one on to first, took it high. Livingston, adios. That ball is long gone, and that's a 7-4 lead for the Saints.
I mean, Burge and Livingston, they just have to hit home runs in the same inning. They just have to. It's like something's wrong if they don't. They've done it already once this season against the Riptide. Here for the second time, having a 2-run shot to right field. Wow, was he doing that a couple years ago?
He was, yep.
Walk, so an 0 for 2 night for him. That one was sky high into left field. Jacob Sharp running it down. What a catch.
And we talked time and time again, just for what could be an inning.
1-2, that one smoked to Gordon. Throws it on to first, my Lord. 1-2, that one is smoked into center field. Kemmerer looking back on it, and that one is gone. Jacob Sharp, back-to-back games with a home run. It's 11-5.
Oh, this is absolute drama here by the Saints offensive hitters. I mean, Burge ties the Saints lead at 3 after Sharp put up his fastball and he throws it hard.
So after recording the last out in the bottom of the 6th inning, getting Cooper Chef on the caught stealing, Alex Burge to lead things off, and Reagan Gale, who had a very solid 1-2-3, back on the bump as a first pitch low for ball 1.
Yeah, and you've got the middle of the order here, 3, 4, 5 due up. Joey Craig on deck.
You wonder how long Nelson goes. Nobody warming up in that Saints bullpen as Burge slaps that one foul into the netting.
You'd assume he'd have at least one more inning in him, just with how he managed that first inning of action. Nice strikeout to King.
Just past the 2-hour mark here in Thousand Oaks as a 1-1 count. That one upstairs for ball 2.
It's crazy. We've only seen 6 hits today so far. Coming into the 7th inning now. It's just those errors from the Saints, and then the hit by pitches, the walks in the 5th. That's been so challenging.
As that pitch way inside on Burge, so the count now 3-1. A 90-mile-an-hour fastball that he had to get out of the way of in a hurry.
Yeah, and Gale's got a little bit more speed to his stuff than a guy like Humphreys.
Is that pitch low? So how about a 5-pitch walk to open the top of the 7th inning?
Burge has now reached base in 17 of his 20 appearances this season. Nice job.
After a couple strikeout swingings, Burge reaches base, as we mentioned, and this is a batter in Joey Craig, who has also struck out in both of his plate appearances. one swinging and one looking. For Reagan Gale, not really a strikeout guy, just one strikeout in each of his last 4 appearances. 9 total on the season as that one is smoked into right field, just foul.
That's a nice piece of work from Joey Craig. He's probably going to be a little frustrated with himself for being a tad late, but just trying to tee it down the right side, trying to get some extra base hits going. But that's good contact down the right field line, just a hair late foul.
You see the right fielder, Daniel Witz, playing more towards right center. A lot of room if Joey Craig can find a hole. 0-1 the count. Craig takes a pitch inside for ball 1. See the fastball for Gale reaching around the 90-mile-per-hour mark. Alex Burge on first, not really known as a stolen base guy. Just 4 on the season. It's Joey Craig, who's batting .261 coming into tonight. A ball in the dirt. Nice stop from Baker. Count now 2-1. The Saints made Humphreys look human in the top of the 5th inning, bringing in 1 run on 2 hits. But Humphreys, 10 strikeouts to 0 walks. I mean, wow. He put on a clinic on the mound. That pitch up high for ball 3.
Yeah, and this is where the Saints got to be, aware that Gale having a little bit of a trouble in terms of how he's throwing on the bump, isn't really able to locate right now. And if you're Joey Craig, I'm not swinging the bat here.
Sure, first pitch foul off, 3 straight balls, and Gale fires. That one hits Craig on the shoulder, and he will gladly take the free bag.
Yeah, that's just way up and in. And Gale now, 4 consecutive balls. Faced Joey Donnelly, who had the error back in the 5th and the double as well. Looks like that could be the end of Reagan Gale's afternoon. Some action happening in the Oaks bullpen.
Yeah, they'll bring the lefty on, the lefty pitcher to face the lefty in Joey Donnelly as well as Josh Livingston. So we'll take a quick break. The Oaks still up 5-1, but runners on first and second. Nobody out here in the top of the 7th.
My name is Tyler Gordon.
My name is Adrian Lopez, and this is Rippin' Decks with the Saints.
I have Spencer Torkelson from the Tigers. He went to ASU.
I got 2009 most valuable players, American League is at Joe Mauer, and National League Albert Pujols.
I got Lawrence Butler, rookie card actually from the Athletics.
I got Walker Buehler, signed card. That's pretty sick. I'm a big Dodgers fan, so that's pretty cool.
I got Rafael Devers from the Red Sox. Fun fact, when I went to Fenway like 5 years ago, he threw me a ball.
I got Jacob Lopez, pitcher from the Rays. Last name's Lopez. Might be related, might not.
I got Matt McClain on the Reds. He's from Orange County, just like me.
This is the Diamondbacks catcher, Gabriel Moreno.
Tanner Beebe, the Guardians pitcher.
I got an outfielder, Robbie Grossman from the Rangers.
Pretty good pitcher, Brady Singer on the Royals.
I got a catcher from the Pirates, Jason DeLay.
Isaac Paredes on the Rays, good infielder.
I got Francisco Mejia, a catcher from the Rays.
And then my last card is Justin Steele on the Cubs. He threw a complete game today against the Angels.
I got Chris Bassett from the Blue Jays. Pretty cool little deck.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Big fan of that Walker Buehler one.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
So the Oaks bring in the lefty. It's Charlie Decker, who's making his second appearance against the Saints. The lone time he faced them was back on July 2nd in Pasadena in a 9-5 win where Decker only went a third of an inning, surrendering 2 earned runs, 3 walks, no strikeouts. Joey Donnelly, 1 for 2 with a double into deep left field that reached the warning track. That coming off of Humphreys back in the 5th inning. Decker has a 3.52 ERA and 12 recorded appearances as Donnelly, adios. Oh, what a catch. Oh, that looked good off the bat. And Lucas Danielewicz is a little shaken up. I spoke too soon. That one was clobbered, but just met the wall.
Yeah, just a high fence out there in right field. And oh, you thought that ball was killed. It was sounded so good off the bat. Just maybe a tad too far to the left. If it's a little bit more to the right, it's way gone. But, oh, Donnelly did not miss it by much. The power is there, and especially to right field. That's where he was really able to pull the ball, got around it. Will allow Burge to advance 90 feet. 1 out here for Josh Livingston.
That would have brought the Saints within 1. We saw Donnelly have a home run to right field the last time these two teams played here in Thousand Oaks. So a loud first out for Charlie Decker. Deals with another lefty in Livingston. First pitch in there for strike 1.
It's beautiful, right on the inner half. I mean, that is textbook stuff on how to paint the inside part of the plate.
Gosh, Donnelly almost like a few feet, but what a play by Danielewicz. He looks okay now in right as Livingston holds off on the off-speed low and away for ball 1.
And that ball was just ripped to right field. But what a play by Danielewicz out there. Making the play, tracking the ball the entire way, going into the wall on the warning track. I mean, he knows the ballpark better than anyone else in terms of a guy who plays at Cal Lutheran.
I was going to say, he would know. Clobbering right into the NCAA World Series appearances. There's a check on Craig. He gets in safely. So runners at the corners. Alex Burge advances 90 feet. Thank God he made it back to second and on to third, because that one looked like we would have had a 5-4 game. Another power bat in Livingston as that one is sent towards the second baseman, Jordan King. He'll throw it on to first. Throw it on to second. I apologize. Cooper Sheff gets tangled up with Joey Craig.
And I'm surprised there's not going to be called runner's interference here. I mean, there was a lot of contact between Craig and the shortstop and Sheff. I think the Saints got away with one there.
It certainly felt like it, and the manager also for the Oaks visibly upset, but
I mean, there was a lot of contact, and Sheff went down too as Craig went into a slide. Definitely not like a dirty play or anything, just in terms of had that right foot a little up and elevated. It looks like the umpires will talk about it here. But it really feels like that should have been runner's interference.
yeah. Now the runners umpires conversing. Apologies. So for the moment, it's a force out RBI for Livingston. Is the entire infield and pitcher conversing just to the right of the mound. Cooper Sheff looks to be okay, but he took a nasty tumble on that slide from Joey Craig.
Nick Lazara in the on-deck circle. Good to see him back and up. Potentially coming in as a replacement, a pinch hitter for Crew McChesney. Interesting to see what that looks like in terms of defensively what would happen.
So it looks like the run will count. So 5-2 is your score. with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. As Charlie Decker has gotten the 2 outs that he has been required for, now trying to get the all-important out number 3, pitch outside for ball 1 to Adrian Lopez, who has that 12-game on-base streak hanging kind of towards the cliff here in the 7th inning. Will most likely get one more at-bat in this game. That pitch in there for a strike. Lopez just with 6 RBIs on the season, 1 hit in his last 3. His Decker looking over at first will fire. That one slapped foul and out of play, so we'll do it again.
It's a good swing from Lopez there just to foul it off in terms of, feels like maybe something he can hit. But 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Feels like he's got to extend this at bat. He's got to find a way to get on base and keep the baton moving.
As we mentioned, the switch hitter Nick Lazar in the on-deck circle. 1-2. Ball in the dirt gets past Baker and towards the backstop. So Josh Livingston will take a free 90 feet. Count now 2-2.
Baker a little unhappy with himself, kind of on his way back, huffing and puffing in terms of should have had that one. Ball just got away, and it puts a runner in scoring position. If the Saints can get a base knock here, I mean, 2-run game, that's big. Slicing into it.
Already tacked on 1. A walk and a hit by pitch to open up the top of the 7th has culminated in at least 1 run. A base hit would bring the deficit to within 2. 2-2's on its way. Lopez slaps that one into right center field. And Jack Brooks puts on the wheels, makes the out. So we head to the bottom of the 7th stretch time. The Saints trail by 3. So Lucas Danielitz will officially get his 3rd at-bat after Cooper Sheff got caught stealing. Brady Nelson back on the mound. had 2 strikeouts and a hit allowed, as that one is sent past the glove of Easton Elliott. So a leadoff single for Lucas Danielewicz, who's now 1 for 3.
He's a guy that has 2 stolen bases in the CCL summer play, so not necessarily a threat on the base paths, but also not a threat, if that makes sense. A guy that's willing to steal if given that instruction, but you'd really doubt that the Oaks try and put another guy in scoring position. It feels like what's better for them is to keep the Saints defense out for as long as possible, and you know, keep the hitters waiting to get back into this game.
Just the 4th hit allowed by the Saints pitching staff as a first pitch strike to Jack Brooks, who has just been everywhere in the outfield, has made a diving catch robbing Adrian Lopez, ran down his fly out into right center field, had the sac fly RBI bunt that went right to Andrew Wright. As Nelson checks in on Danielewicz, he gets back in safely.
Yeah, you've got to watch Brooks here. Dangerous hitter. But the Saints pitch, I mean, outside of the 5th inning, right? You take away the 5th inning, they have been incredible. It's just that's what's kind of clouding this game so far in terms of, oh, what a pitch by Brady Nelson there. Just 75 mile an hour off-speed pitch, just beautifully put into the zone.
So the count now 0-2 for Brooks, who struck out swinging in his first at-bat. That was to lead things off in the home half of the first. As that one way upstairs. Nice job by Burge to bring it back in.
Yeah, that pitch is getting away from Nelson. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, and how big would a ground out be here? Or something of that sort. You got Austin Carrillo on deck, Justin Rubin behind him. Dangerous 1-2-3 punch at the top of this order.
That one low in the dirt, so the count from 0-2 now goes even at 2-2.
And the challenging thing with Nelson is because he doesn't have a true fastball that's going to blow past hitters, you know, he really has to work on his off-speed so much that, you know, these hitters are going to be used to it. And Brooks knew that the off-speed was coming there and just took it low.
As that pitch in there for strike 3. So Brady Nelson picks up his 3rd strikeout and another somewhat delayed strike 3 call.
Yeah, but that just proves to you that you do not have to throw 95 miles an hour or 90 miles an hour to get strikeouts. You can throw in the upper 70s and mid-80s on the fastball and be more than capable in terms of getting strikeouts, just with the way that you're able to locate, you're able to command, and that's what Brady Nelson has done coming to this game. And he's really been able to just settle games down. I feel like in terms of playoff baseball, when the Saints make it there in the next week or so, he is going to be a huge part of the bullpen in terms of trying to close out games late. And in these innings here, the 6th, 7th, 8th area, right, you really expect a guy like Nelson to come in and try and settle things down just with how he's played in the last week and a half or so. He's got a couple starts under his belt. You don't really think he'd start a game come playoff time, but I mean, he's going to be a big-time reliever for the Saints squad, a guy that can really be trusted.
So Carrillo had a 5-pitch walk in his last at-bat, flew out to left and then a line out to third. The check swing, he did go for strike 1. It's Danielewicz over there at first, not really known as a stolen base type of guy. Nelson checks on him over his shoulder. Gets ready to fire, and a check swing by Carrillo. Lopez will throw that one on to first for the force out. So out number 2 here in the bottom of the 7th inning.
And if Carrillo hadn't, you know, if he'd realized that he'd hit the ball there, he might have a chance to get on to first, but that's just a really textbook play by Lopez. You can see how much more confidence he has right now. Goes to the ball over there, attacks it, takes a second, settles himself, and flings a pure ball over to Livingston at first. That's really nice stuff from the third baseman. It really feels like that position he's so much more comfortable at than shortstop, where he feels like, you know, there's a little bit more going on over there.
So Justin Rubin up for the 4th time, 0 for 1 with a ground out, a hit by pitch, and a walk. As first pitch swinging into center field. That'll find a home and shallow. As Crew McChesney throws it in, but not in time, and it's a double for Justin Rubin.
Oh, that's just so tough. Livingston tried to cut it off. It tipped off the end of his glove, and I don't know if that ball gets past Livingston cleanly if there's a closer play at the plate, but He's not able to cut it off, and Ruben's able to get to second. So, RBI double. That's so challenging.
So bring up Nick Leahy, the cleanup hitter tonight. Had the 2-run RBI single into center field in his last at-bat, that coming in the 5th inning.
That 5 straight games with an RBI for him, has RBIs in 6 of his last 7.
Saints just with 3 more games left on the schedule after today. So first pitch, Rainbows in for strike 1. They'll play the Oaks one more time. They'll play the Riptide as well, and then they'll conclude with, or they'll play the Academy Barons Friday at Jackie Robinson Field. It's a check swing held up for Leahy, so the count 1-1. And for Brady Nelson, the guy who doesn't really give up a ton of runs, just his 4th earned run of the season, but all 4 of those coming in 3 of his last 4 appearances. As a ball just misses the outer half for ball 2 now.
Yeah, just low and away there from Nelson. But the stuff is good for him. It's not particularly fast, but you know, it's good and it has movement. Just Ruben was able to time it up.
Pitch outside, similar spot for ball 3.
Yeah, and that pitch, that location just has not been called all day long. It's been consistent, but it's just, you know, it's not been a benefit of the doubt over there at that part of the plate.
Leahy 1 for 3. Mentioned the slew of RBIs now up to 18 on the season, with 8 in his last 2 games. If you look at his last 4, 12 RBIs. Just incredible stuff. UC Davis is where he's been at. In 51 games there, had a .277 average with 31 RBIs as a pitch outside for ball 4. So a 5-pitch walk issued to Leahy, who's on for the 2nd time tonight.
Yeah, and I'm kind of curious to see how George Baker attacks Brady Nelson here, because Baker, obviously, you know, he's been able to see Nelson throw for a little bit now. And he's a guy that swings hard. And especially when he makes contact, the ball can go a mile. Only 2 doubles this year, but hasn't played in a ton of games. This is just his 9th appearance of the season so far. Both those doubles came in the same game against the Ventura County Pirates 4 days ago. But he's a guy that swings hard, and he knows that Nelson doesn't have that elite, you know, fastball. He's not going to throw super hard. He's probably going to be waiting for an off-speed stuff down the middle, maybe.
That's exactly what he took on strike 1, just 76 miles per hour. A little bit different than the 90-mile-per-hour fastball we were seeing from Trajan Lee to open up the game. Bottom of the 7th here in Thousand Oaks. The Oaks add on 1 more. Push the lead back to 4. There's a foul off for strike 2.
Yeah, and that seems like the place to attack Baker. Low and away, trying that outer corner. Big, powerful swing. You don't really want him to get a barrel on it.
Baker 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts and a hit by pitch. Nelson 3 strikeouts so far today, and swing and a miss, strike 3. Baker goes down on K's for the 3rd time. Nelson picks up his 4th. The Oaks add on 1. The Saints now trail again by 4.
Showcase earlier this week.
Currently riding a 6-game hit streak as that one's sent up the middle. Gordon will fling that one on to second. Sheehan O'Connor on to first. Double play, and Spencer C.
Both are the highest marks of the team.
Burge sends that one into center field. Kemmerer looking back on it, and it's gone! Oppo Taco, Alex Burge, have yourself a last 48 hours. Saints grab the lead early, it's 2-0.
And Burge, you know, Jacob Sharp took the home run lead for the Saints last night, and Alex Burge was like, no, I want that.
Around 8 strikeouts in his last 4 games, chops that one towards the second baseman. What a play by Sheehan O'Connor, flings that one on to first, took it high. Livingston Adios. That ball is long gone, and that's a 7-4 lead for the Saints.
I mean, Burge and Livingston, they just have to hit home runs in the same inning. They just have to. It's like something's wrong if they don't. They've done it already once this season against the Riptide. Here for the second time, having a 2-run shot to right field. Wow, was he doing that a couple years ago?
He was, yep.
Walk, so an 0-for-2 night for him. That one is sky high into left field. Jacob Shart running it down. What a catch.
And we talked time and time again, just for what could be an inning.
1-2, that one smoked to Gordon. Throws it on to first, my lord. 1-2, that one is smoked into center field. Kemmer looking back on it, and that one is gone. Jacob Shart, back-to-back games with a home run. It's 11-5.
Oh, this is absolute drama here by the Saints offensive hitters. I mean, Burge ties the Saints lead at 3 after Shart put up his fastball and he throws it hard.
Indeed he does. Reese goes down on...
It doesn't matter what he's throwing. If it's the heater, if it's the off-speed. Oh, back-to-back Ks. That's just what he does.
And delivers the foul tip strikeout, and he strikes out the side. The Saints win by a touchdown here in Pasadena. So Crew McChesney exits the game. Nick Lazara comes in as the pinch hitter here in the top of the 8th inning. Charlie Decker still on the mound, and Lazara, after suffering an injury, sliding into second, is back, and a first pitch sky-high pop-up towards the first base side, but out of play.
Yeah, really interested to see what happens defensively in terms of the bottom of the 8th, how Lazara enters the game. I mean, what you'd assume is obviously McChesney comes out. Elliott, I feel like, would go to center, and maybe Livingston slides from first base to second base, and Lazara goes in at first base.
Well, we've seen Burge at third too, taking ground balls at least during BP. I don't know if that would then maybe come into effect here.
Yeah, you just
potentially,
or maybe you get Lopez over to second base or to shortstop instead of Elliott, who moves out there. Yeah, you definitely have to play a little bit of games to get some guys moving around. But
as Lazara laces one into left field, but gloved by Austin Carrillo. A nice piece of hitting, just finds the glove.
Yeah, it's just good contact. Just happens, feels like today, even with good contact, it's just found outfielders. Donnelly, Lazara. Oh, it's just been so challenging for this Saints offense. It's been a frustrating day. It really feels like, from the Saints' perspective, in terms of they found runs here and there. Still only have 3 hits.
As Cam Conley first pitch swinging into left field, and that'll find a home. I thought Jack Brooks turned into Superman again for a second.
Yeah, he tried to.
Hence the delay, but a single into left center field.
That's a big single for Cam Conley. Maybe not in the scope of this game as we get into the later innings, but he was hitless in 5 of his last 6 of his last 8. That's a big one to kind of ignite the confidence back. His last 4 appearances with a hit have all been multi-hit appearances. Probably not enough time, though, to get another at-bat, but if the Saints want to come back, they're going to need him to have another at-bat.
Jacob Shart swings through the first pitch for strike 1. He last at-bat in that top of the 6th inning was robbed of extra base hits. It was a nice play by Tanner Beltowski to extend the glove and then flip it onto Reagan Gale. As Decker takes his time on the mound, now fires. Shart thought about it, held up. The count 1-1.
I don't love that swing from Jacob Shart. Even the think about it, you see him be so confident at the dish. Rarely ever see him check up. I mean, it's a good checkup. Would have been a strike if he had gone through. Not the best pitch to swing at either.
First 2 at-bats, he struck out looking. 0 for 3 tonight. As that pitch inside for ball 2. Easton Elliott due up next. Followed by Alex Burge in the hole. Shart
with a team high 26 runs batted in and can never hold on to the home run lead. As Decker fires the 2-1, Shart just jams that one off the end of his bat, but it goes into shallow right field. Cam Conley goes from first to third. Nice heads-up base running. Now runners on the corners for Easton Elliott.
That's nice for Jacob Shart, too. He's now got hits in 8 of his last 9. Only had 7 games entering tonight with this season without a hit. And just is able to jam one through. Very similar swing in terms to Adrian Lopez a couple games ago, where he had a bloop single to right, similar pitch, just jammed on the inside, except for the inside for Lopez is the left side of the plate. For Shard, it's the right side of the plate, but same result over there into right field.
So Easton Elliott with an opportunity to bring home some runs. He's got Cam Conley 90 feet away from him. The infield playing to pull. First pitch on the outside, the fastball for strike 1. Charlie Decker has allowed back-to-back singles after putting up 4 down. On the season has allowed 12 hits in 17 innings. Is that foul? As the bunt goes foul, so 0-2.
Not a bad idea there with the runner on first and third. It's been a tough game for Elliott. Did have that single to right, but flew out to center, a strikeout swinging early.
Decker has allowed a total of 6 earned runs through now 17 innings. As the 0-2 check on to Jacob Shart, he gets back in pretty easily. The Saints in that neck-and-neck battle with the OC Riptide. Still waiting, as we mentioned earlier, confirmation on how the 18-12 game against the Conejo Oaks will be scored as Elliott laces one into center field, and that's an RBI single for Easton Elliott. The lead now cut to, the deficit now cut to 3.
Yeah, that's big right there from Easton Elliott. Just finding a way to get on base, finding a way to score in a run. Just absolutely huge stuff from the shortstop today, now to 19 RBIs on the season. And here comes Alex Burridge. He's been good all season long against this Oaks squad. 450 batting average, 560 on base percentage, 9 hits, 4 RBIs against this Oaks squad. And, you know, we've seen the surge in power of late. This is definitely a hitter-friendly ballpark in terms of how deep it is to right field and even left field. And we've seen Burridge have the power out there. I feel like this is a moment for a big swing. Obviously, one swing ties up this ball game.
Burridge first pitch swinging into left field. Jacob Shart thought about it for a quick second, but the dream of going from second to home on that swing was short-lived. Bases loaded, 1 out for Joey Craig, and 4 straight hits allowed by Decker.
Yeah, and it looks like the Oaks might be going to the pen here.
Bring on the right-handed pitcher, so maybe need to be taking a quick break as Charlie Decker will exit. And we will pause for the cause as a new pitcher comes in for the Oaks.
My name is Tyler Gordon.
My name is Adrian Lopez, and this is Rip and Dex with the Saints.
I have Spencer Torkelson from the Tigers. He went to ASU.
I got 2009 most valuable players, American League is at Joe Mauer, and National League Albert Pujols.
I got Lawrence Butler, rookie card actually from the Athletics.
I got Walker Buehler, sign card. That's pretty sick. I'm a big Dodgers fan, so that's pretty cool.
I got Rafael Devers from the Red Sox. Fun fact, when I went to Fenway like 5 years ago, he threw me a ball.
I got Jacob Lopez, a pitcher from the Rays. Last name's Lopez. Might be related, might not.
I got Matt McClain on the Reds. He's from Orange County, just like me.
This is the Diamondbacks catcher, Gabriel Moreno.
Tanner Beebe, the Guardians pitcher.
We're going to outfitter Robbie Grossman from the Rangers.
Pretty good pitcher, Brady Singer on the Royals.
I got a catcher from the Pirates, Jason DeLay.
Isaac Paredes on the Rays, good infielder.
I got Francisco Mejia, a catcher from the Rays.
And then my last card is Justin Steele on the Cubs. He threw a complete game today against the Angels.
I got Chris Bassett from the Blue Jays. Pretty cool little deck.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Big fan of that Walker Buehler one.
Yeah, that's the one, yeah.
So Alejandro Hueso will take the mound, facing Joey Craig with the bases loaded and 1 out. Hueso has been superb in 10 recorded appearances for him, 12 innings of work, 15 strikeouts, just 3 walks, 8 hits allowed, an ERA at 3. Has given up a total of 4 earned runs, and 3 of those coming in an 8-6 loss against the Foresters on July 9th. First pitch in there for strike 1, just paints the outer half, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball.
Just straight cheddar on the outer half. Really nice stuff from Hueso on that first pitch.
Bases are juiced. Joey Donnelly up next. He had a grand slam last night. 0-1 in the dirt. Nice stop from Baker, who, he had the pass ball, but throughout this entire season has been a very, 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 very good defensive catcher.
Yeah, defensively he's been rock solid. Him and Landon West have really been a really solid 1-2 punch. West probably a little bit better offensively than Baker, who has struggled in terms of at the dish.
Craig represents the go-ahead run at the plate. That pitch just off the front part of the bat for strike 2.
Now Craig's going to have to battle here. I mean, this is where you've got to be hard mentality, hard-headed. Really challenged with the bases loaded. I feel like the Saints had some momentum. Obviously, the new pitcher that's going to try and eat away at that.
1-2's the count to Craig. Hueso fires. Craig did go strike 3. What a breaking ball pitch by Hueso.
Yeah, fooled Craig for sure. And that brings up Joey Donnelly, who was in this same situation just a night ago. Hit that grand slam to right field, was robbed of extra base hits earlier in this game. Has a double, though, to keep that hit streak now at 10 hits in 12 of his last 14 on a 17-game reach base streak. Has 9 extra base hits in his last 9 games.
Talk about the way the game has now unfolded. The 3-run potential home run, the difference in this one. Hueso looking to keep the Oaks in front. First pitch just low, 87 miles for ball 1. Donnelly had the grand slam last night, as we had mentioned. 2 home runs in his last 5 games, 1 coming here in the 9-4 loss, a 2-run homer over the right field wall. How big would a home run to right field be here? 1-0's the count. Donnelly, big swing and a high fly foul ball. That one way out of play.
Yeah, but this is the guy that you want at the dish for the Saints. He's been the best hitter for this Arroyo Seco squad over the last 2 weeks.
And if he's able to get on and bring in a run, Josh Livingston in the on-deck circle. 1-1 the count. Livingston swings at a pitch in the dirt for strike 2.
Yeah, Donnelly just chasing that the entire way. Really beautiful breaking ball by Hueso. 81 miles an hour low. Took all the spin off of it. Oh, dirty stuff.
1-2 the count. Hueso had the bases loaded and 1 out. Picked up a strikeout on Joey Craig on a check swing. He fires. Donnelly swings and misses. for strike 3, and Hueso gets out of it. The Saints strand the bases loaded as we get to the bottom of the 8th inning. Bottom of the 8th inning here in Thousand Oaks. It'll be Jordan Kang to lead things off. You just feel like that top of the 8th inning for the Saints. Bases juiced, 4 straight hits. Unfortunately, none were able to go for extra bases. So Jordan Kang, who's 0 for 3, advanced on an error by Joey Donnelly back in the 5th inning. He swings through that one for strike 1.
A little bit surprised to see Nelson back out here for another inning of work. Not that he's, been poor in any retrospect, just more like I feel like maybe another arm comes in. But got some options in the bullpen. A couple guys up. Nobody throwing actively, though.
Kang chops that one foul. Hueso unable to make the running play. And the Saints are off tomorrow and then back in Pasadena against the Barons. 0-2 count. Nelson working with 4 strikeouts, 3 hits, 1 run, and a walk through 2 innings of work so far. Kang didn't chase, so now the count goes to 1-2. The Oaks, one of the most dominant teams, them and the Walnut Creek Crawdads. The Oaks 22-9, the Crawdads 22-10. The Oaks are winners of 8 of their last 10 as Kang strikes out on the foul tip. So the 5th strikeout of the evening for Brady Nelson.
And 3rd of the evening for Jordan Kang. So Cooper Chef back to the dish. 2 for 3 is singled in his last 2 plate appearances. Had that RBI single earlier in this ball game in his 2nd plate appearance.
A couple singles, as you mentioned. Saints with only 3 more outs to work with offensively to try to knot this game up. Brady Nelson trying to do his best to keep the deficit at 3. That would put it within reach. Josh Livingston will lead things off in the 9th. No one warming up in the Oaks bullpen as that one's chopped towards the shortstop. The throw onto first, nice play. That was from Sheehan O'Connor, who has entered in the game.
Connor coming in at shortstop. Conley still at second.
So Easton Elliott moves to center. Looks like,
And I guess Lazar doesn't enter the game. It's Sheehan O'Connor who replaces him, which makes sense. So that's how the Saints option to play defensively with Lazar pinch hitting.
Beltowski takes a look at strike one. Struck out looking in his last at-bat. That came in the 6th inning. Had a 4-pitch walk in the 5th, a part of a massive inning for the Oaks that has proven to be the difference, where they put up a 5 spot, batted through the order, then flew out to right in his first at-bat, as that one is sky high into center. Easy play, routine for Easton Elliott. And how about a 1-2-3 inning for Brady Nelson? The Saints head to the top of the 9th inning, looking to tie things up.
Coming in this game, he has a 400 on base percentage. He's going to get up with the 2 hits he has. He lines one.
That one's belted to right field, and that one is gone. How about Josh Livingston getting things started here for the Saints? He ropes a home run right over the right field. Jake Brown looking up. That one is gone. An opposite field home run. Alex Burge.
First Pickles, then Oppo Tacos. How about that for Alex Burge? Hit the home run to right. He was like, nah. I'm going to hit one to left now. How about a 3-run blast for the backstop?
Booms that one to right field. Matthew Thomas will just have to look back. That one is gone. Welcome to the game, Colton Dahl. Jacob Shart with a 3-run home run, the second 3-run home run of the game, and the lead continues to balloon. It's 9-1.
I mean, off the bat, you knew that one.
Alejandro Hueso will be on the bump to potentially get his 3rd save of the season. Got 2 strikeouts, stranded the bases loaded. Will be Josh Livingston and Adrian Lopez on deck, and then Sheehan O'Connor in the hole, who replaces Crew McChesney in the lineup. First pitch upstairs. That one for ball 1.
Yeah, and the Saints have to be smart here. Obviously, trail by 3. This game is not over with these 3 guys up if they put some good at-bats together.
It's going to be a tall task, with just given how strong Hueso is.
And he's been really good on the bump so far this season. But, I mean, Livingston, really talented hitter. Lopez has had moments. And, you know, Sheehan O'Connor, since he's come into this lineup, has been so deadly in terms of extra base hits.
Big swing on the 1-1 from Livingston. Now finds himself behind in the count, 1-2. 87-mile-per-hour fastball that got the outer half upstairs. Livingston with a pair of RBIs in this one. Had the force out and then also a single as he check swing did go. So 3 up, 3 down for Hueso. He's got all of them via the K.
Yeah, it's just really good command and good velo as well. It's showing up as 87, 88, but it feels faster than that just in terms of how he's able to locate it, the whip off the glove of Baker as well. Just you can really hear the pop, and you know it's some fast stuff from Hueso.
So Adrian Lopez, one last chance to extend the 12-game on-base streak. First pitch low for ball 1. Lopez has just been robbed by Jack Brooks. Saw the line out to center where Brooks turned into Superman, and then also into right center where Brooks just tracked it down immediately as that one is popped up but out of play.
And Huezo's also been good because he's gotten ahead in these counts, right? He's attacking the strike zone early, getting the strikes, and then he's been able to confuse these Saints hitters with the off-speed stuff, and even the fastball, too. He's been able to really locate well.
1-1's the count. Huezo fires that one beautifully placed on the outside part of the plate. He's really been working both halves.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You can't live off one corner or one edge. You got to work both evenly, and Lopez in danger of snapping that 12-game Ridge base streak.
1-2's the count. Huezo fires that one. Lopez chops it towards short. Throw on to first, and an easy play for Cooper Sheff. So 2 up, 2 down to begin the top of the 9th. And that will end the 12-game on-base streak for Adrian Lopez. So we'll bring up Sheehan O'Connor.
He's got hits in 4 straight, 4 consecutive games with an RBI. His extra base hits in 3 of his last 4, trying to keep this game going for the Saints.
Saints 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. The Oaks 6 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. It's the first pitch outside for ball 1, and that for Huezo, he's gone an inning and a third. And that's his first. All right, I'm sorry. No, yeah, inning and 2/3, right? Or am I missing up?
Inning and 2/3.
Inning and 2/3, and that's his. You see the first couple ground outs that he's had, and Lopez with a nice piece of hitting. Sheehan O'Connor quickly had in the count 2-0. So 2-0 count. Cam Conley in the on-deck circle. O'Connor takes a pitch way upstairs for ball 3. If Conley's able to also reach base, it will bring up Jacob Shart with a chance to tie potentially. 3-0 the count. O'Connor takes a look at strike 1.
Yeah, it was right down Broadway, wasn't it? Saw all the shows, Mamma Mia, Lion King, as it passed the plate. O'Connor wasn't swinging.
And that one nearly hits O'Connor for ball 4, so just the 4th walk this season issued by Huezo. Scary moment as O'Connor barely got out of the way. So bring up Cam Conley, who singled into left center field in his last at-bat, that coming in the bottom of the 8th inning. Now for the 4th time tonight. 1 for 3 with a flyout and a ground out as well. Trying to extend this inning. O'Connor goes, but Cam Conley will foul that pitch way out of play.
And I understand O'Connor's a guy with speed, but at this point of the game, it just does not make sense to chance, getting the final out of the inning on a caught stealing potentially. It doesn't make any difference if the runner's on first or second from a Saints perspective when you have 1 out to play with.
O'Connor goes. Conley fouls that one into the glove of Baker, pops out. So quickly behind 0-2, and O'Connor will have to jog back to first. The Oaks have yet to lose at home against the Saints.
Don't look like they'll do it anytime soon, does it?
These two teams will meet again on Sunday to close out the season here at Sparky Anderson Field as Conley fouls that one back into the netting, so they'll do it again, 0-2. The 18-12 game still in progress, but that one at home for the Saints, so it just feels like the home team has had the advantage. The Saints winning the first one also at home in that 6-5 epic comeback. 0-2, Conley takes a look at strike 3, and that's the 4th strikeout for Hueso. And the Oaks win this one 6-3 at Sparky Anderson Field. They now improve to 23-9 on the season. The Saints fall to 17-15.
Just tough, challenging loss for this Saints squad. We're in control through 4.5 innings, and that bottom of the 5th just really got away from them. But the Donnelly error really stands out as a big play. But good start from Trajan Lee. He'll be a little bit upset that he couldn't go a little further potentially. It was a great pitcher's duel early, and later on, these two offenses started to find something. But it was the Oaks, the 5 spot in the 5th, that proved to be too much.
So the Saints will have the day off tomorrow. They'll be back Friday against the Academy Barons at home. And for this Conejo Oaks team, they will be here tomorrow to face the OC Riptide. And if there's one thing the Saints can hope for, it's that the Oaks do the same damage to the Riptide.
Yeah, because, I mean, the Riptide and the Saints, they're going to be playing a little position battle between in the standings in terms of who gets to host a potential playoff game. Really, in all retrospect, that looks what most likely is going to happen. It'll be Riptide versus Saints game 1 of the playoffs. It just depends. Is it going to be in Pastino or in Irvine?
So the Saints strike out 14 times, 10 from Ryan Humphreys and 4 from Alejandro Hueso. And that'll do it for us at Sparky Anderson Field. For our producer, David Matamoros, the color commentator, Adam Beck, I'm Evan Davis. The Saints drop this one 6-3. We will see you Friday night, 6:05, back in Pasadena.